Let's wander La Union's Tangadan Falls. The perfect side trip after surfing the waves. Hike along the scenic trail and be greeted by the majestic 50-foot falls. Whoa! The best part? A dip in its cool, refreshing waters. Seek more thrills in La Union.
Good morning. Very beautiful day down here at Mona Lisa Point, La Union, for the La Union International Pro LQS 1000. Today is finals day. The waves are a bit smaller, but the conditions are super clean. I'm Jessie Starling, joined in the booth by Luke Landrigan and Camille Pillar. Good morning, guys. Welcome in.
Good morning, girls, and morning, everyone. In this heat, we have surfer in red, Natsumi Tuoka from Japan, and surfer in blue, we have Ashley Lopez from the Philippines, local girl here from La Union.
Yeah, this is going to be a really great heat between these two ladies. Natsumi, she's been an absolute standout this event. She's obviously got the most experience. She's got the reps on the board. But Ashley, she's proven to be a really strong competitor this event. Had to beat her sister, then had to beat one of her good friends, Kayla Jane, yesterday. Camille, you know, you've been around these areas for such a long time. You know, this is your home. How is it for you to come here and see these women just display beautiful acts of surfing?
This might be the first time we see Natsumi and Ashley, so I'm actually pretty excited for this heat. And right now, Natsumi already doing the things she does best. Look at that powerful first wave. I love those turns. I've been saying that all day yesterday. Ooh, how many hang fives has it been? Anyone counted?
Not yet, but this has been a great wave here from Natsumi. She's so stylish. She's got a really nice flair about her as well. She seems to be really light on her toes. And yeah, she looks like you can understand why she's on that top level, Luke.
Yeah, she has a lot of experience. She currently 5th in the world. She got 2nd in the Glandel's Longboard World Tour. And she got 3rd here last year in the same event. So
But a year before that, she was the winner.
Winner, correct.
The first ever winner
correct,
of the
yeah.
La Union International Pro.
So she has a lot of experience internationally, and just would want to see a replay of that wave so we can break it down.
Yeah, it was a great looking ride. We'll probably have a replay coming up soon. Thinking about that though, she won the first year here. She came in and got 3rd in the second year. She probably is looking to get back up into that first place. Luke, let's break down this
Here
ride.
we go. Quick hang 5 and hang 10 on the outside, another hang 5, and just a nice smooth turn, waiting for this wave to build up. Walking to the nose, quick 5 and another 5, and holding it a little bit longer. Waiting for this, and there you go. Yeah, nice opening wave. I'm sure the judges are gonna. There you go, a 7.83.
Yeah, good looking score for
Wow.
Natsumi to start this morning off. But we are going to cross down to John at Carby, who's found a few friends down there at the beach, I hear.
I am down here. It's finals day of the La Union Pro, and I managed to rustle up Roger Kasugai, Perry Ventura, Jo Marie Ebewiza, and JR Esquivel. These are our 4 semi-finalists. They're our 4 local boys. Who's going to win?
Everyone.
Everyone is a good point. La Union's winning at the moment. How are you all feeling? Don't be shy. Speak up. Perry, how are you feeling going into this semi-finals?
Feel happy because it's my first time to win in this semifinals, maybe. So I will try my best to win, and yeah.
And you're going up against Jo Marie. So Jo Marie, no friends in the water. How's it going to be surfing about against these guys throughout the semis and the finals?
Super happy and stoked to be in semifinals again, and good luck to us.
Good luck to you guys. Have been ripping. Local knowledge, Roger. How's it been? Do you think it's helped you guys get this far throughout this heat, or is what's in the water in La Union that's making you guys just dominate this event so far?
Well, the point, we surf here a lot. So, well, most of these guys surf here a lot. So we know how is the wave's gonna go, and especially the low tide and high tide. So we will be reading this wave properly and to give a good show, I guess.
You guys have definitely put on a good show. The level has been world class already. JR, going for your 3-peat at this event. This will be your possible 3rd time. How is it does it make you more nervous or calm, cool and collected?
Yeah, I'm super stoked because this is the first time that it's gonna happen here, all Filipino semifinals, and yeah, I'm super happy, and yeah, happy for these guys to be here in the finals day, and yeah, we will try our best, and I think everyone deserves to win, and yeah, if maybe I don't know. I think everyone deserves to win this event, and good luck to everyone.
Yep, and I think we all get the gravity that this is a stepping stone to the World Tour. Wish you guys all the best of luck. Business in the water, friends out. Love you guys, and good luck. Back to you.
Awesome. Thank you, John. Thank you to our 4 semi-finalists. That was pretty cool to see, Luke. These guys, they would have all grown up together around these parts, and it seems like they all are pretty good mates.
Yeah, they always surf together, they've traveled together, and some of them have even traveled abroad together. So yeah,
And
it's
they
their home
definitely party together too.
For sure,
So surfer in red, Natsumi got another
Under
wave
priority.
under priority. Ashley just
Gave it away.
gave it away.
You think, was that a mistake, or with 30-minute heats, it's too early to tell?
I think when your competitor locks in a 7.83 on her first wave, you probably don't want her to build momentum. So for her to get another great wave under her priority, She's probably going to get a score that's going to put Ashley in combination, and that's not a nice feeling to have right at the start of the heat. So there it is. It comes through that last one. It's an excellent score. It's an 8.33.
Even bigger
So
than the first one.
2 great scores to start this heat off for Natsumi. She's definitely kind of thrown it in Ashley's face at the moment. We're only 6.5 minutes into this heat. Camille, you know, if you're a competitor right now, how are you feeling?
To be honest, it won't feel good, but not to write off Ashley. Perhaps she likes that that extra layer of pressure on her. Yesterday we saw her win via a really exhilarating buzzer beater, so that might be the thing that she needs to perform in the excellent range.
There we go, Natsumi's second wave. Holding that 5 a little bit longer. Nice stylish turn again. And holding that 5 and a quick 10. And another nice turn. And she goes back to the nose, I think, here. And another 5 and holding it a little bit longer. And she's doing it again. I guess not. And there you go. That's 8.33 and another quick tap. Wow.
Yeah, great wave there. Just a really great use of the entirety of her equipment. Looks like Ashley, she's deciding to get into this heat now. She's got a great style. We've seen her display it all through the event so far. But losing a bit of speed, bit of a mistake there, Luke.
Yeah, for sure. I think a bit of nerves. You know, you're in combo land.
Yes, and this is the first time she's surfing one-on-one against Natsumi Taoka. So there must be some nerves at play here.
As a competitor, Luke, how do you find when you come up against someone who is such a top seed like a Natsumi or like a JR? Does it kind of play into the local competitors' heads a little bit?
I'm sure it does when it's your first time competing with top seeds. I always look at it that they're the top seeds, they'll be deserving to win, and I like kind of reverse it and go like, okay, you're supposed to win, but I guess I'm gonna give you the nerves, and if I'm the underdog,
Yeah, give you a run for your money.
Yeah, love this. Change the strategy a little bit. Just that first wave, locking in at a 1, so still needs to get at least a 6.16 to get herself out of combination. Ashley Lopez. Camille, she comes from a really great family, the Lopez family.
Yes.
What more can you tell us about them and the relationships they have here?
Oh, they're all such a great unit, supporting each other, and really with every heat present, they're all down there, you know, whether it's needing water or a towel or tips. And speaking of tips, here's Natsumi with more tip time.
Yeah, great looking 10 to start this one off. Goes to a hang 5. They did very well to not bury the nose there, and I've just completely jinxed her. Oh, I'm so sorry, Natsumi. That was all me, not you. Yeah, just getting a little bit too far up the board. But I feel like that start of the wave, you can see she's really trying to build some momentum in this heat and keep bettering her scores, even though she's got an 8.33 and a 7.83. Don't you think, Luke?
yeah, she did a super long nose ride at the back before she fell on that wave. And there you go, it's just a 4.83. A throwaway for her.
And
20 minutes to go. There's still a lot of time left for Ashley.
And the waves are looking super clean today.
yeah, super clean conditions. They have dropped off a little bit though, but it feels like we still have that beautiful swell direction where it's really wrapping in along this reef. Luke, you know this wave better than anyone.
Yeah, usually when it's smaller, it breaks closer to the reef, and it's in that part it's shallower and it's hugging the reef more. That's why we've seen a lot of longboarders riding it through past the event site already to the inside area.
And give me some insight for someone who, you know, doesn't have a great talent for longboarding like myself. Is longboarding similar to shortboarding, where if there's different swell conditions, are you changing equipment a lot, or is it kind of just one board all around?
You could change it. Like if it's bigger, some surfers, I know JR rides like a performance longboard, and when it's smaller, he rides his log, which is more of a traditional nose riding board, where he can do more nose riding than more turns compared to when he's riding a performance longboard, when it's big, you would want to be able to turn your board and maneuver it around in sections and stuff. So yeah, but in La Union, most of the time, I'd say longboarders here will use 80% their logs. Here we go, Natsumi Tooka again.
Here we go. Our current heat leader straight to the nose for this one. Long hang five there through a pretty steep part of that wave. Beautiful variety. Carves it back down. Makes her way back up the board. Gorgeous technique here. And she's going to look to finish this wave out strong. She's had a really good start to this heat. Floats the section there. Natsumi just looks so in control of her board and this heat as well. Camille, what do you think of that one?
Super locked in. It's like her board, the wave, all connected. And that's something that Ashley has to tap into as well. But more about the Lopezes you asked earlier. So there are 4 surfing siblings. The 2 brothers are Warren and RJ. And as you know, Ashley and her younger sister, Mara. And right now, they're all part of the competitive longboarding circuit. But before that, I remember RJ, Ashley, Mara, I'm not sure with Warren, but they were also shortboarders. Am I right, Luke?
Yeah. They would still shortboard at times when the waves are big here. Yeah, but it's the JR effect. Everyone wants to be JR, what he's accomplished, and it has affected a lot of surfers in a good way, not just in La Union but all over the Philippines.
What does a guy like JR do for this town, you know? Like having someone get to that top echelon of the sport, that must be pretty inspiring for not just, you know, the Groms coming through, but people who are in it as well.
Yeah, for sure. It more than inspiration, it gives them hope that they've been surfing with this local guy JR, and surfing with him since he was young and surfing beside him against it, and some of them even has beaten him before in local national heats, and now they go, oh, this guy made it to the world tour. And yeah, more than aside from inspiration, it gives them a lot of hope and a chance to show their talent to the biggest stage.
I love
WSL.
that. I love what you said, that it gives them hope. Because I remember prior to JR making it to the World Longboard Tour, all the Filipinos kind of don't know how to peg themselves against global competitors. They don't know if they're even good enough to get on that stage. But the moment JR was on tour, it kind of puffs up their chest and says, hey, if JR can, I surf with that guy every day. We surf the same home break, so I can too.
Yeah, definitely. One great thing about what WSL did too is the regional qualifiers. Because as an Asian, if you have a Filipino passport, it's really hard to get visas. Say if you're gonna, I know before a long time ago, if you want to qualify for the World Tour, you have to go to Europe, you have to go to Australia, you have to go to America. For an Asian country, especially like the Philippines, to get just to get visas to be allowed to that country is so hard.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible if you don't have the right documents, if you don't have the right funding, if you don't have the right amount of money in your passbook to show that embassy that you can support yourself. Yeah, it's really hard. I know some of the national team, when they've been traveling to the World Games and some international games, some of them get like knocked out.
Really?
Yeah, just to apply for a visa. So right there, you're already cut off of your dream.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't realize.
With what WSL did with the regional qualifying, it's easier for them. It's cheaper for them. And once you're invited to the World Tour, it's easier for you to get a visa now because WSL helps you with some documents and saying that this athlete has qualified to the World Tour, and that's part of your documents that you show to the embassy. So now you have more proof that you're a legit competitor surfer.
Yeah. It feels like that would have changed the game for a lot of the local competitors here. Maybe made JR's life a lot easier as well, because sitting here watching the amount of talent that all of the competitors have, they should be showcased worldwide. There are so many talented longboarders here, not just from Asia, but definitely from the Philippines. Roger comes to mind. He's such a graceful competitor, has a lot of power behind him as well. So yeah, this new regional series definitely making a lot of people's lives a lot easier, not just in the shortboard but the longboard world too. And yeah, it's great to know that you guys are reaping the benefits from it as well. Ashley, having a look at this one, hopefully getting her heat properly underway here. Quick cross step up the board, calves back down, looking to get some speed. There's a quick 5, buried the nose ever so slightly. Trying to read this one. She's making her way to the top. She's got a great style. Good looking 5. Not sure if she got the 10 on that section. And then she's going to keep making her way through to this inside. There's a beautiful hang 5 to finish this wave off. This is better surfing here from Ashley, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, calm and composed too. And then ending it with a tap on the nose. And here we go, surfer in red on the wave behind Ashley.
Answering back.
Yeah, Ashley. She's, Natsumi answering to Ashley right now. She's just found waves all the way through. Pretty shallow reef on the inside there, so she's going to try and get back out before anything happens. Let's take a look at this wave.
Oh.
Bit of a slippery start, Luke.
Yeah, this was the wave. On the 5, on the outside, on the more on the shoulder, I would say. And here we go on the 5, properly slotted there on, and a quick 10, and waiting for this. Stylish, nice, stylish turn. Go. Quick top 5 again, and she's out.
And then Camille, take me through your thoughts about
Okay,
Ashley's
so
wave.
here is Ashley. We see a slightly different approach because of her stance. She's a goofy foot like myself. Quick 5, nice, calm and composed. Waits for the wave to build again, gets deep, another 5. And there we go. Was that a 10? From this angle, it doesn't quite look like it so much. But again, Ashley knows this wave like the back of her hand. Another 5, super stylish. Her back remains straight the whole time. She looks so good on that board in that wave. And hopefully we see more of these waves from Ashley.
I hope so too. That first wave coming in at a 6.17, so ever so slightly got herself out of combination. Yes. She needs a 9.99. Yes. We are going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll come back with the rest of this heat right after this.
Let's wander La Union's Tangadan Falls. The perfect side trip after surfing the waves. Hike along the scenic trail and be greeted by the majestic 50-foot falls. Whoa! The best part? A dip in its cool, refreshing waters. Seek more thrills in La Union.
It's all happening at the Lexus Pipe Pro, presented by Yeti. Chionda, where'd he go? He's out!
Katie takes off so deep on this one at backdoor.
Spit boost up to the drop there. Seth Moniz, spit, and he comes out.
Molly puts her head down, grabs the rail of pipe one, super deep, Mamiya comes out!
We're back for semi-final heat number 1 of the La Union International Pro LQS 1000. Right now it is Natsumi in the lead. She's got a pretty solid lead over her competitor Ashley Lopez. 8.33 and a 7.83 has her in that top position. Ashley, however, breaking combination, got that 6.17, but Luke has an achievable score on one wave, but not an easy one. It's a 9.99. That's what she's looking for here.
Well, they gave it for the World Juniors. He got a 10.
Yes.
Yes, Bronson made his 10 in the final heat, no less. And Natsumi just taking command of this heat so far, throwing away a 7.27 and a 7.63. Other heats would, that would be your best two waves for other surfers. But for Natsumi, it's a throwaway.
Yeah, I feel like it just shows the caliber of her surfing, the ability she has to throw away big scores like that. She's so talented. She's really graceful and stylish as well. I've learnt that style is a big part of the longboard criteria. Talk me through some things that would almost get you more points, Luke, that have relation to style.
Yeah, with they really look when you do the nose riding where that board sits, because some surfers when they do the nose ride they're out at the shoulder, which is the easier way to nose ride compared to when you're locked in that pocket. You usually see the nose like kind of elevating. That's when you know that that's a proper nose ride.
And that must feel like you're flying
Yeah.
when you're in that point.
Yeah.
That just must feel amazing. I saw JR comes to mind. There's one that he had that he just looked like he was flying through the part of the wave. It was so beautiful to watch. And, he's one of the best longboarders in the world. He's recently 4th in the world. He's got 2nd at Huntington. It feels like each year he's building. He got an 8th in the year prior. Last year, like I mentioned, finished 4th. What do you think it's going to take for JR Camille to get himself up into that 1st or 2nd position in the rankings?
Yes, Jesse, at 4th place, 1st doesn't seem so far away. So it's just within your reach, quite literally. And I've spoken with JR about this, and one of the things that he believes in really is proper coaching for the future generation, and he himself has planted that in his mind that in the future, when he's done with his competitive career, he would really like to teach younger surfers and rooted from his experience on tour. And aside from personal knowledge of how to compete strategically when you're out in the global stage, it's also really just rallying and more support from all corners of the world. So we're kind of Filipinos, you can find a Filipino town almost in every corner of the world. So that was another thing that JR did. He unified Filipino communities in Huntington and Malibu and wherever he goes, where it be Australia or other countries he's been to. Like, if we could just unify and solidify the support for our Filipino surfers and, get that ladder up, maybe have longboarding in the Olympics perhaps in 4 years from now. So
LA 2028, hopefully.
Yeah, that would be amazing to see. Back to live action in the water. Natsumi looking to better a 7.83 to put Ashley back in combination. Great start to this wave. Steeper looking section here. Beautiful carve back. She's got great control of her board. Love that she's really relying on her turns just this little bit more in this one. Steeper looking wall here. As you can see, she starts to crawl up the board. She's tiptoeing there, gets a 5 and quick 10. Walks away back down. She's going to carve back through the inside. She had a big smile on her face on that one. I think she knew that it felt good. Steep part of the wave here. Great looking 5. Here comes that finishing section. And she's going to get out of there. She's literally on dry reef in there. Ashley out behind her trying to answer back here. Like, got the different style, the different approach. Like you mentioned, Camille, she's the goofy footer in this heat. She's got a beautiful style, a lot of power as well. It's a shame we haven't really seen her put it to use in this heat, but great wave there from Natsumi.
Yeah.
She might just improve her current score with that one. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. 4 minutes and 40 to go. Camille, you mentioned before that JR, he finds these Filipinos around the world. It seems to me that might be why the Philippines feels so much like Australia, so much like home for all of us, because we do the same around the world too, and feel like the Philippine culture and the Australian culture are very similar. But this wave, Luke, what do you like about it?
Go ahead, Luke.
Yeah, she did 2 nose rides at the beginning of this, and this is a nice, really strong turn. And I wish this wave
Would have
continued
opened up
to the
some
inside.
more.
Yeah.
Natsumi just had a slightly bigger and slightly longer wave. So wave selection is actually pretty crucial, especially in heats like this.
Yeah, her last
And,
wave
yeah.
coming through that 6.93. So didn't better her situations. Judges say
Okay.
they loved those first two waves the most. We can see that's our second heat of surfers making their way out. So we've got Katie Inu taking on Hiroka. So we've got an all-Japanese affair for that second semi-final. It
This-
seems to be that Philippines and Japan must be the two strongest regions for longboarding in the Asia.
Yeah, Indonesia's right there too. So I would say those are the three longboarding,
The trifecta.
the trifecta
of Asian
in
longboarding.
Asian longboarding. Yeah, yeah. Talking about the support, it's amazing because I've been with JR to Bells Beach 2 years already, and it's 6 a.m. in Bells and it's 4 degrees, and it's his first heat at 6:30.
Wow.
And there's 20 Filipinos down the steps already
Oh,
waiting.
wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, shout out to all of the Filipino supporters of JR in Huntington, in Bells Beach, in Abu Dhabi, and
Even in Abu
El
Dhabi,
Salvador.
yes. We've got friends over there too. at
Shout out to
wave
the
park.
Bajau surf team, surf club too, from Australia.
Bajau Surf Club.
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
Filipino surfers from the Gold Coast.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing.
They all gather, I think, every weekend and have picnics and go surf.
I'm pretty close with a graceful longboarder from Siargao, from the other East Coast. She actually grew up half in Australia and over there in Siargao, Josie Pendergast. And
Josie. Hi, Josie.
yeah, I'm sure she's watching on. She's such a beautiful longboarder, and I feel like she really represents her culture and her community so beautifully as well, whether she's in Australia or back home in Siargao in the Philippines. And I just think for such a wave-rich region, it's only a matter of time before we start seeing more Filipinos on tour. I feel like it's really boomed probably over, I'm going to say, the last 5 to 10 years the most in the Philippines, but it seems to be on a rapid increase. Luke, how do you feel about this next generation coming through out of the Philippines?
Yeah, talking about Josie, she gives hope to a lot of Filipina girls too. Because even if you are not a competitive surfer, seeing Josie there in posters and billboards and promoting international brand, it gives hope because there's a lot of beautiful surfers in the Philippines too, and
she is such an icon,
yeah,
whether
she's an icon.
in the water or out of the water. And less than a minute to go. Ashley.
Ashley looking for a 9.99.
Come on, Ashley.
She's got priority. We've got our Filipinos cheering for her on the beach, her family, her siblings.
Here we go.
She's having a look at this one. Needs a big score. Gets to the nose. Bit hung up there at the top. She's made her way back down this steep section. Bit of downtime here. And she's going to put it up there for one turn. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the score she needs. Natsumi, forever the competitor, though, answers back.
Oh, nice cheater.
Oh,
showing some
sick.
flair.
Cheater 5 barrel ride.
She was loving this one. Take me through it, Camille.
Okay, here we go. Those nice little cross steps. Ever so in control to the 5 in a very steep section of the wave, and goes for another 5. And here's that stylish cheater into a quick cover up, but there is no exit there.
So it is going to be Natsumi taking the win here. Beautiful performance from Ashley all event. We're going to go to a quick ad break. We'll be back for semi-final heat number 2 right after this.
Okay.
Let's wander La Union's Tangadan Falls. The perfect side trip after surfing the waves. Hike along the scenic trail and be greeted by the majestic 50-foot falls. Whoa! The best part? A dip in its cool, refreshing waters. Seek more thrills in La Union.
We're back for finals day here at the La Union International Pro LQS 1000. We're crowning a winner here today. Semi-final heat number 2 of the ladies are out there. Hiroka Yoshikawa taking on Katie Inu from Japan. So an all-Japanese affair. Taking me through Jerry Deegan and Camille Pillar. Welcome in, guys. Well, actually, Camille's been here. Welcome in, Jerry.
Thank you very much. I'm a bit of a thorn between two roses here, but
Not at all. You're the rose.
Oh, seems unlikely. Yeah, I've got a spiky chin. That's about the most spikes I've got. But I'm very happy to be here. And straight away, we have Katie up and riding.
Yeah, beautiful looking wave here. First 5 of the heat so far. Bit of a slower wave, a bit of a smaller one. I think she knows it. She quickly looks out the back. She's going to tiptoe forward, get one more 5 in, and then, she's going to get out of there on a quite shallow reef in there, but she's going to get her heat on the way. Jerry, what have you thought of the morning so far?
I thought it's pretty good. So it's slightly smaller than yesterday. I liked the way in the previous heat, Natsumi just took control right from the word go. She had a 7+ and an 8+, and it was pretty much over from there.
Yep.
I mean, it must have been a bit disappointing for Ashley.
Yeah, I feel like though it was a really great heat. And speaking of Natsumi, she's down on the glass with John Carby.
I'm down here with a very happy Natsumi. Wow, you had that done in the 5 minutes. You could have came in and taken it easy for the final. Congratulations, you have yourself in the final. Talk us through it.
Yeah, the wave is really good for longboarding. It's a bit smaller than yesterday, but it's clean. And first 5 minutes, I try to get my rhythm. So I try to get the wave as if the wave is coming, I just catch, and I can find my rhythm, and then score is coming. So I feel so good.
You found your rhythm really well. You got one excellent 8 and one almost excellent 7 point something. So I dare say your strategy worked. Anything you're going to change moving into the final? You're going to change board strategies, or you're just going to go out and have fun?
Yeah, I'm just going to having fun. Yeah, they're Japanese, maybe. Yeah, in the final it's going to be Japanese. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm just going to find good waves and then, enjoy my heat.
It's been a pleasure watching you throughout this event. You've been confident, you've been strong, you're surfing so well. What is it in the Japanese surf scene at the moment where you women are just taking control?
Huh? Sorry?
The Japanese women in every category of surfing, you guys are dominating around Asia. Why?
We keeping up each other. We competing together long time. So yeah, I just gonna enjoy.
Awesome. Do you want to speak Japanese? Thank your sponsors. Say hi to your family. Whatever you want to do at this stage.
応援してくださっている皆さんありがとうございます。無事にファイナル進出することができました。ファイナルも楽しんで頑張っていきたいと思います。応援よろしくお願いします。Thank you.
Arigatou gozaimasu, Natsumi, and we'll see you into the final. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, John. Thank you, Natsumi. Getting her heat underway was Hiroka. That looked like a pretty great first wave, Camille.
Yes, indeed. And this semi-finals heat is actually a repeat of the finals heat last year. It was Kaide versus Hiroka as well. So we'll see. Kaide got the best of the exchange last year. Let's see what Hiroka has this time around. And here we go. A good-looking starting wave for Hiroka. But quick to the nose, holds the 5 for a long time, back, and the wave just closes out on her right here.
I had an interview with Hiroka yesterday, and she was really funny. We talked about her surfboard, and up and riding we have Katie.
Yeah, Katie, beautiful 10. She really hung there for quite some time. Quick 5, has to hold on, steeper part of the wave, so a lot of critical surfing on this one. Carves it back, giving us her variety on this one. And she goes back for another slash in the pocket there and puts it up for a finishing turn. Lots of variety on that wave from Katie. She definitely doesn't want to lose this heat when the finals is on the line. Jerry, as you were saying?
I had an interview with Hiroki yesterday, and we talked about her surfboard. And she was really cute, actually. I said, "Who shapes your board?" And she said, "My dad." And I said, "Does he shape professionally for anyone else?" And she said, "Yes, my sister."
Bless.
It was pretty funny. And the board looks really good, actually. It's a great looking board. The spray was unreal on it. I guess, my lack of Japanese, I probably shouldn't be out there interviewing Japanese surfers because...
They've got great English, Jerry.
They do have great English. She asked me before the interview, she specifically said, "Please make the questions easy." So I tried to make them as easy as possible.
Yeah.
That's so cute of Hiroka. And speaking of equipment, a while back we saw that Kaide is on a 2+1 setup.
Yeah.
Like she had the side bites going on compared to Hiroka, who's on a single fin.
What does that do for a longboard, Camille? How does that change?
I wish Luke or the Waxhead were here to explain this further, but I think the 2+1 or the thruster setup is better for more radical turns or more progressive, whereas the single fin is really for nose riding.
Looking like we've got Hiroka paddling in here straight to the nose of the board right at the start. She's going to carve this one back. Love the big smile on her face here. She just looks like she's having the best time.
Yes, it looks like a free surf out here.
Yeah, just beautiful conditions here this morning. Super clean, really fun waves. That's a great 5 there from Hiroka. She's done that step back carve, and she's going to bring this one all the way through. Touches the nose there on the inside. She's going to kick out. That was a really fun wave. Jerry, what do you like about that?
I liked that she had a smile the whole time, more than anything.
Yes.
That was really funny. Yeah, she was loving it. She was doing well. I mean, the early nose ride was really, really nice. Coincidentally, Hiroka and Katie came first and second in this event last year. It was Katie that got the nod last year. And so it's a repeat of last year. Katie got the thing. Hello. That's us. Those two have surfed against each other before in a high pressure situation. So here they are again, and we'll see what the outcome is this time.
Yeah, I feel like when you have these rematch ups, whoever got second really wants the win. I feel like they probably want it more, where this lady who won is probably like, all right, I really need to defend this. So, this would be a really great rivalry between these two. Looking at the scores, though, last wave for Hiroka, our lady out there in the pink, 7.33. She's backed it up with a 6.17, so got herself out to a good lead. Katie has a 5.4 and a 4-point ride, needs an 8.1. We've seen excellent scores out there this morning, Camille. What do you think it's going to take?
Yes, we have, and this is a score that is totally makeable for Kaide. And speaking of rematch ups, the previous year the finals was Natsumi and Hiroka. So if there's anyone who wants to, be first this time around, it must be Hiroka.
Yeah, definitely. She wants to, knowing that Natsumi's made that final, she wants that rematch up. Even during Natsumi's post-heat interview, you could tell she was constantly looking back, wanted to see what was going on. Must be part of her strategy to know what's happening in the water. But 19 minutes 40. It's been a pretty good start to this heat. Jerry, there are excellent waves out there this morning. Do you think,
it's clean as a whistle, and I apologise if I got that final wrong last year. My notes were probably not right. I think I've been corrected by Camille there.
No, you were right. And then the year before.
The year before that.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
But last year it was Kaide.
So it's the same gang every year. It's amazing that they're head and shoulders above the rest, I guess. And that's good. Look, to this morning, it's clean as a whistle. It's, like I said, a little smaller, but you'd probably be somewhat disappointed if it was the short boards. But I had a chat to a couple of the longboarders, and they're not disappointed at all. They just want the length of ride. They want to be able to get on the nose, and they're capable of doing it. Yeah.
We've definitely seen that this morning. We're going to have great heats all day. After the ladies, we are going to roll into the men's semi-finals, which we had a chat with them this morning. Jerry, I'd love to pick your brain. Semi-final number 1 is Roger Kasage taking on JR.
Heavy.
Yeah, I had a long
heavy.
chat with Roger yesterday afternoon actually at San Juan Surf Resort. That's Luke's place, and he's confident. He's confident, and I know he knows he's not favoured to win that particular heat. But he's confident he can make it to the final. And you've got to go into it that way. If he went in thinking I'm against world's number 4, this is going to be a tall order, which again it is, but he had a lot of confidence. So, I guess if you had said this to me a week ago, I would have said JR, is head and shoulders the favourite. But I don't know that that's the case. I think Roger's been on a tear, so I think he has a 50-50 chance of knocking off the king.
Then looking at that second semi-final, Perry Ventura taking on Joe Marie. Jerry, again, how do you think that one's going to play out?
Well, they both surfed fantastically yesterday. So, again...
They're both goofy footers.
And they're both from here. And so I think that is a straight-up 50-50. I think the first one, it's maybe 60-40, I guess, considering the history and JR's results. The second one, I think that's straight up 50-50. I couldn't pick it. I wouldn't bet on it.
You need to back yourself more with that, Jerry.
Oh, every time
you make good picks.
I've been sitting here with you for a couple of days, and I just pick the wrong one every time.
No, you haven't. Back yourself a little bit more. Camille, how are you feeling towards those 2 semi-finals?
Well, as it has been mentioned, this is the first time that the semifinals onto the finals will be an all-Filipino affair, because previously we've had Japanese surfers like Kai Hamase in the semifinal draw, and Hiroka over and out does not like the rest of that one. And so it will be pretty interesting, or maybe it's going to take off some pressure on the boys, because it will feel like it's just a national competition.
And I think both of the guys in the second semi-final are probably fairly happy they're not up against JR, by the way.
Yes.
Because he's a dominant force. He's like a dark cloud over the other competitors, and he's about to rain on everyone's parade, and he has been doing it non-stop.
The only thing for me, there's definitely surfers. I'd say Roger's probably his greatest match in the heat draws here. He's definitely a really solid competitor. The only thing I think separates him from the rest of that field, or 2 things, is he's got no downtime between his turns, which is really beautiful and graceful. You can see he's definitely a world championship tour surfer, but I think he's just got that edge of that heat IQ. He can understand and play his games that little bit better.
He's had a lot more heats, and a lot more heats against professional surfers. I agree, Jess, completely. So that's why he's 60-40, I guess. And you are right, and it's something I guess I thought about but hadn't vocalised. He has no downtime. There's nothing in between anything. Even if he's pushing through whitewater, he seems to be sort of rail grabbing. There's something going on all the time.
We're going to go to an ad break. We'll be back with the rest of this heat and decide who our women's finalists will be right after this.
It's all happening at the Lexus Pipe Pro, presented by Yeti. Chionda, where'd he go? He's out!
Katie takes off so deep on this one at back to it.
Spit through top of the drumstick. Seth Moniz, spit, and he comes out.
Molly put her head down, grabs the rail, pipe one, super deep. Mamiya comes out.
Let's wander the Ilocos Norte sand dunes. If you want to get down and dirty, this paradise is thirsty for adventure. Just choose your ride and rush through landscapes that are always changing. Go where the wind blows, here in Ilocos.
13 and a half minutes. We will have our second finalist confirmed. It'll either be Hiroka Yoshikawa or Katie Inu. So this is the matchup. Whoever wins this will be taking on Natsumi Tauka in the ladies final coming up in about an hour and 15 minutes time. Short day today, only 6 heats. Women's semi-finals followed by the men's semi-finals, then rolling into some final action to crown some new champions down here at the La Union International Pro LQS. This has been a bit of a slower heat though, Camille. Not as many waves rolling through.
Unlike the first heat with Natsumi and Ashley, quite a few more set waves. And here's Hiroka making the best out of her wave selection right now. Quick 5 to 10, cuts back and makes it to the nose. Quick, oh nice, showing some flair over there, cutting back and makes cross steps back to the nose, but bogs the rail this time.
Yeah, just buried the nose. That wave kind of losing its power towards the end there, but really nice flair, as you mentioned, Camille. Is that something the judges will be looking for?
Yes, I mean, the variety. I mean, flair is variety in my opinion. So, she almost was, I guess, for want of a better word, almost in the curl there, So I don't know if there's any points for it, but I think what Camille said, it was flair, it looked good, and it was different.
Yes.
So we'll see what the judges do. It's come in as a 5.17, so it hasn't gone into a top 2. But she enjoyed it. She smiled all the way through, as she tends to do, and she's keeping busy, and she'll be back out there shortly. She won't have priority on. Here we go.
Yeah. Does not like that one.
No, in and out. She must have seen Hiroka down the line as well there, and there's Tim Hain in the background.
Hello,
G'day,
Tim.
Tim's been shooting a lot of these events over many, many years.
And style, flow, and grace, those are the tenets of longboarding judging.
Yes.
And I think some flair accounts for style.
Yeah, I guess that adds into that category, yeah. And Natsumi Katie and Hiroka, they're of similar age. I don't even know why I said that, because we're not even the one that's surfing, so I'm getting confused there.
Katie's 19.
Katie's 19. Katie's 19 and Hiroka's 32. I was going to say that Natsumi and Hiroka have been fighting each other for a decade. But as I do,
you can say that,
confused.
Jerry.
Oh, well, they have been.
Go for gold.
Go for gold. I'm going for bronze at the moment.
Go for silver, bronze, whatever. 10 minutes 45 to go in this one. 7.33 and the 6.17 are the two leading scores of this heat. That last one, judges giving it a 5.17. That's the man of the hour. That's the man who is inspiring generations to come. JR, the highest ranked Filipino surfer in history.
You see him just taking deep breaths as he paddles out. See.
He's certainly a legend. I find it interesting. He doesn't wear a leash. Some of the men don't wear a leash. Ashley is the only woman I've seen out there not wearing a leash, and she suffered a little bit from it in the last heat. I wonder if it's a local thing, because for me, I'd be looking at the women that I look up to, and the women have all been wearing a leash.
Provide a little insight into that.
If you could, yeah.
I think everyone's just excited to be able to surf the point leashless, because if it's not in competition mode, you are not allowed, and you will actually be fined 500 pesos if you get caught surfing without a leash. It's one
Which
of
I
the
agree with.
Local policies of the surf club.
I just think, though, in competition, unless you're a JR and you've been on that championship tour, and, I think he's earned that no leash policy, but in competition, no matter how small it is, you should probably have a leggy on. You never really know what happens, and swimming for your board is a waste of time, and it's a waste of time where your board can get damaged, so I think in any case you should just wear it. There we go, live action. Katie, just a quick one in and out.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
No.
And Hirosha chooses to keep priority.
It
Yeah, look,
almost-
and it did affect her.
Yes.
She lost her board. She ended up in on the rocks essentially, and she lost priority. And you know, I'm
Kaidi finding a better wave just now. Long 5 to 10, cutting back with a nice sweeping turn and just trying to stay on. Quick 5. It's a smaller wave. It's almost as if the waves are changing and we're not seeing the same clean open faces as in the previous heat. A bit of a tumble there.
wasn't so graceful that the tumble off. I think
Yeah.
she looked towards the beach and maybe gave her mum a little thumbs up or a little. There's Daisy and the crew there, full
LU surf
crew.
team.
Yeah, a bunch of real nice people.
Yeah.
Always happy. Win, lose or draw, they're happy.
So see, I'm not sure if the tree fin setup is good for smaller waves like this.
Well, she takes off and she's straight to the nose. That was a nice little 10, and she's really held the 5 nicely, really nicely actually, and that's why she was so happy at the end of the wave. She's done a nice cut back into the power. Loads of style there, loads of power actually as well. So maybe the 3 fin there, a little tap, another little cutty. Again, and I'm not totally sure about the fin setup, but I think she's experienced enough to know, and she's very happy
nice
with that
thumbs up.
wave.
Yeah, this was great work. Let's take a look at this footwork here, Camille. What did you think of it?
Was that quick tap a 10 or did it look like it was still a 5?
I believe it was still a 5. It didn't really get up there for the 10, but just really nice cross steps all up and down the board, really using the entirety of her equipment, and the judges are going to love to see that. I love the maneuvers we got in there as well, so showing us that she has it all. She's got not only the technique to walk up and down her board, use the variety of it, but to put in some power maneuvers in there as well. Comes in at a 6-point ride, so she's lessened that requirement. Now needs a 7.5, 7 minutes to go. She's going to have to try and make something happen sooner rather than later, because Hiroka, she's a real competitor. She's quite feisty. I feel like she'll be looking to better her score yet again. This man on screen,
And here
Roger.
we have Roger and
Roger's
little Rio
wife. Little Rio and wife Lisa there.
with sand in his hair.
Yeah, cool family affair down here. Looking at this one for Hiroka. Beautiful 10 to start this one off. She's going to walk her way back, try and get this board in the steeper part of the wave. Just very light footwork. She's trying to cross step up, make these critical sections count. She's back up at the top end of her board, and she's going to carve this one back. Not a lot of time up the nose of the board, a lot of biding her time, but great variety on that one, Camille.
Yes, indeed. And here you see her signature smile. She enjoyed that one. But there was a bit of hesitation in some sections in that ride, unlike how we saw Natsumi just riding all the way with grace, style, and confidence. But we'll see. We have a bit more than 5 minutes to go, and Kaide can definitely still make that score.
Definitely. This is, like we mentioned, the rematch of last year's final, so there's a bit of pride on the line here as well, not just points, not just a spot on the final, but a bit of competitiveness between these two ladies. Out the back, Katie having a paddle into this one. Here she goes up and riding, cross steps up the board. There's the 5 into a good looking 10.
But
Can't pull it
becomes
off.
unstuck.
Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame. She was on her way to a pretty decent score there, but I guess she held that 10 just a little too long. Couldn't get back down the board. Right there with Tim. I wonder if Tim got a shot of that one, but she's going to race back out and regain priority, which is pretty important for her at this stage.
Yeah, definitely with 5 minutes to go. I feel like though, Jerry, even though she held on that 10, what looked like a little bit too long, I think that's what she has to do right now to get those big scores.
I hear you loud and clear. She has no choice but to put it all on the line, and she knows she's trying to do that. She understands where she's at. She understands what score she needs to get. So, yeah, I completely agree with that. She has to go for it. She has no choice. And Hiroka's last wave came in as a 6.37, so it actually makes it a little more difficult for Katie. She needs a 7.70. So, yeah, She needs the 10, she needs the 5s, she needs the whole lot.
Yeah, she needs the whole lot, that's for sure. And she needs the variety. We know she's got it. She's trying to do this for not just herself, probably her brother and sister as well.
Yes, pretty sure they're on the beach signaling to her and taking down notes, and they will be reviewing this together as a unit. And the ocean looking quite quiet, and that will not favor Kaidi right now.
Yeah, definitely not. You want to see a flurry coming through when you're in this part of the heat and you need a score. 7.7 is not an easy score to get. It does probably going to have to be on one of those at least those mid-sized set waves too. Some of those wider set waves don't have the steeper sections that's going to allow for that.
No, I agree.
I
think there's a couple of fishermen out the back there looking for, probably got spears with them. They do a lot of that here. But yeah, you're right. I don't think the wider ones are paying off at all. I think you need to go right on the inside. Get those faster sections, a bit more powerful sections, because you're not winning an event on cutbacks. It's just not happening.
Definitely not.
Aw.
Cutbacks
are all I can do, I think.
Oh, no, Camille. You've got much more in the tank.
I love a good cutback, don't get me wrong.
But you need the variety, especially on this level. 3 minutes to go. Camille, thoughts on the women's semi-final so far? Have they been what you thought they were going to be?
I built from an insight I got from John yesterday, where he said if there is no local in the water, you kind of lose your marker. You don't know where to sit, and you also don't know the timing, because first sets come at this peak and then next it's at this peak. So Kaide and Hiroka are just looking to the beach and like, hey, are we in the right spot? So yeah, I think it also always helps to have local knowledge, which neither of them have enough of right now.
Yeah, sometimes you can take your mark from the photographer, the water photographer will often know where the section is and want you to zip through that section. Whether they do that or not, I don't know. But Tim knows the wave, and he's probably in the right section. And they can, if they have no landmark, and I'm sure they do have landmark, they're professional enough to know where they are, but that's another one you can take your little signs from. How far out you got your best wave from where the photographer's sitting, how close you were to him when you went past him. But again,
less than 2 minutes left.
It's a little peaky here. It's not just breaking all the way on the inside, So they've just got to. Katie's got to just bide her time and hope a set comes her way. That's all there is left for her now. And of course, Hiroka is hoping it stays flat for the next minute and a half.
You can see as well Hiroka sitting pretty close to Katie, trying to force an error potentially on the next wave that comes through, trying to get her to swing on a smaller one that isn't going to give her that opportunity. You can see some of the locals tuning in this morning as well. It's a full surf community here. I love how much everyone gets amongst it.
Kuya TJ and Ati Tinay.
There we go. Looks like there is a set starting to roll through. Katie not looking interested with 1 minute to go.
Hiroka taking this instead, but
no. Hiroka wanted Katie to go, that was just cat and mouse there. She looked to paddle, hoping that she could convince her compatriot to do the same. And there looks like there's a set out the back, so I think that was pretty clever of Katie not to take the bait there.
7.7. Very capable surfer to make this score, and is this the wave she needs?
It has to be.
Here we go, set wave here. Katie biding her time, gets to the nose at the start here. She's going to come back, trying to hold on to get around this section. Comes back up, cross steps up the board. There's a 5. Steeper section to work with. She's trying to get around it. A lot of bump on this face. She's staying with it, wants to get some more points on the board right now. I feel like she's going to need more, and puts it up for a big finish. Ouch. But can't hold on. That looked a little bit painful. We are going to count this heat out. She's looking a little bit uncomfortable in there.
She is.
I hope she's okay.
But it seems like it may be Hiroka getting through this one. I'm not sure if I saw 7.7 points on that wave.
No, I don't think we did. I think there was too much downtime. She had to get around those sections twice, actually. And there's a happy girl coming in. And hopefully she didn't land on that board too hard. It looked like she did hit it. she'll be doubly disappointed, if she's a little injured and she just hasn't made it through. But she's well aware that she didn't there.
All right, we're going to go to a break and come back with the results. Don't go anywhere. Men's semi-finals coming up right after this.
Again, congratulations, Red.
It's all happening at the Lexus Pipe Pro, presented by Yeti. Where'd he go? He's out!
He takes off so deep on this one at backdoor.
Spit boots up to the drumstick. Semifinal, spit, and he comes out.
Molly put her head down, grabs the rail, pipe one, super deep. Mamiya comes out.
Let's wander the Ilocos Norte sand dunes. If you want to get down and dirty, this paradise is thirsty for adventure. Just choose your ride and rush through landscapes that are always changing. Go where the wind blows, here in Ilocos.
Welcome back to, we are now the men's semi-finals. I'm John Carby, joined with Terry Deegan and local legend Luke Landrigan.
Yeah, in red we have Roger Kasugay, and in blue we have JR Rogelio Esquivel. Both local boys and both good friends.
Yeah, I actually saw them have a little hug as they just made their way out past the breakers. So good support there, and this looks like JR taking off on the first, getting nice and early into this, quick 10 into a 5, a little bit stretched out for JR, not liking what he was on there, so kicking off early.
You've been friends of these two guys for a long time, Luke?
Yeah, actually brought JR to his first international event in Malaysia for the Oki Gromko.
Oh, that long ago, okay.
When he was 12 years old.
And you've taken him down to Siargao a couple of years. I remember he's done a few events in Siargao, yeah.
And basically, Roger grew up beside us because his grandfather was the caretaker of the property beside ours.
Oh, okay, because I'm staying at your place at the moment, which is San Juan Surfer Resort, great place, and I see Roger in there all day, every day.
Yeah, he's there.
That's where he hangs out.
That's his basically his second home.
Yeah,
We
nice.
are going to shoot down to Camille with our last heat winner, Hiroka.
Plot twist.
Jessie, sorry?
It's
Jess.
Jessie.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Jessie.
that's okay. Hiroka, congratulations. You're into the final here for your second time. That's got to feel good to get back to the final.
I'm so happy to enter the final. Then today, it's no wind and really clean condition. I just having fun.
You're surfing against Natsumi, who you competed against for a really long time now. Do you guys have a cool rivalry between you guys, or do you think this is just going to be a really fun heat?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. I like she's really strong, but I'm really happy to surf in the final with her.
You seem to be the most smiley competitor in the draw. You're always smiling on your wave. Do you notice that you're doing it when you're surfing?
In the semifinal, I try to having fun and take a breath because until yesterday, I feel like a little bit nervous and like not moving. So yeah, the next year I try to have fun again.
You looked beautiful out there, and I love seeing you smile on the wave. The final's coming up. What's your plan? What's your strategy? How are you going to stay calm and have fun?
I try to get good waves, good bigger waves in the final, and have fun and take a breath.
It's all about having fun here. Absolutely love it. We're sure you got a lot of fans back home. Feel free to say anything.
ファイナルに進出することができました。次も精一杯頑張るので応援よろしくお願いします。
Awesome. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jess. Sorry for calling you Camille. So used to Camille being down there on the beach doing the interviews. Good to see Jess down there. And just fun. This seems to be the theme for the longboard. Definitely chilled. Here is JR. Luke, you want to talk us through it?
Yeah, nice hang 5 and a quick 10 on the outside. Nice stylish turn and a drop knee going back to that section and waiting for this. And quick 5. And how's that floater?
I don't know how he got out of that. What do you reckon, Jerry? You've been in that position a few times.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got out of it.
You don't pop up.
No, I wouldn't have even got over the lip sort of thing there. So, look, he knows what he's doing. The guy's just a legend, and you've seen him go from 0 to world championship level, Luke, and he's amazing, and he's an amazing shortboarder as well, right?
Yeah, he's one of those guys. He's really talented. Even with basketball, even with volleyball.
Yeah, everything.
With anything, he's so competitive.
Everyone's got that friend, right? JR's that friend.
Yeah, I've got a younger brother like that, and he's really good at everything. Thankfully, he chose not to be much of a surfer, because then he would have been better at me than absolutely everything.
So JR is now with a 6.0 and a 1.23. That 1.23 was just that first feeling it out by the looks of things. Roger, just 6 minutes.
Likes to wait for set waves.
He knows what he's looking for.
We surf at the point, he's always the deepest. He always waits for the set wave. He's very picky with waves.
Is he a harsh surfer on the free surfs? Like, he pulls rank as far as, if he was waiting a while and, a couple of people tried to paddle up the inside of him, would he let them know? I mean, what's he like in the free surf?
No, La Union is a pretty
chill place.
Chill place, because all day long you can surf here.
Yeah, well, which is where I surf. Sometimes you can't. It was interesting yesterday. I paddled out with you guys down the beach there, and I would sit there, and there was about 10 young girls out there just paddled up the inside of me every time.
It's the cost of grey hair in the water, Joe.
I know. I need to wear a hat. Yeah, I thought getting older I'd get more waves, but it seems to be less and less and less.
Definitely in some parts of the world you can't do that in local spots.
No. Certainly where I'm from, the grey hair gets a bit more respect.
JR is going to swing again on this one. JR staying busy. The danger of JR is he can get an excellent score on what doesn't look like an excellent wave. A little bit different for him out there now. In this heat, he's against the locals, so he doesn't have that advantage. But I think he's had basically a local track all the way through this competition, right? JR hasn't come against many Japanese, I don't think, in the lead-up. Luke, do you remember?
Yeah, this is he's won the first two.
Yep.
And
no, I mean in this particular competition, I think he's had lots of locals throughout his run to the finals here.
Yeah, the top, the higher seed. I mean, here we go.
And here we go.
Red,
so
the first wave,
up and riding.
Straight to the nose, holding his 10 on the 5, waiting for this to build up, trimming there stylishly, quick tap on the 5. Stylish surfer Roger Kasugai, waiting for this wave. This is a bigger wave compared to JR's. And waiting for this wave again on the nose. 5, and he's out again.
So you notice he has these casual hands by his side. I believe it's sort of known as the hot dog style, a little bit more hot dog style than, say, JR, who's very, I'd say, correct and true in his posture. There's Joe Marie, right?
Joe Marie up on the next heat against Perry Ventura.
Taking it very serious by the looks of things. Obviously nervous. Again, it's interesting to see the lead up to these guys and how they prepare for their heats.
Some are chilled, some want quiet, some want
music in their headphones. Seems to be a lot of the local guys here will just chill and have fun.
Yeah, I'd like to shout out to Doug Arkfield, who was here during the junior event. His son surfed very well, and what he liked to do was talk to every competitor before they went out there. So that was his favourite thing to do. G'day, Doug. Psych them up, talk to them when they came out as well. So
he enjoyed the Athletes Lounge, Doug.
Doug loved it. Doug had a great time. I mean, it's a shame Noah didn't get a little further, and he did surf fantastically. But Doug was having a great time here at in the competitors.
We just had a little shot of Perry on the screen there too. He's been surfing really well. For me, he's sort of this is the first time he's come this far in an event.
Yeah.
And he is the dangerous underdog at this stage because he is surfing with sort of that freedom that comes from no expectation.
Yeah.
And every next step he takes is sort of a bonus for him. So
Correct. Well, we talked about it before, and we were saying that with JR and Roger, I guess JR is always considered the favourite.
Yep.
But with the next heat, we decided that it was pretty much a 50-50 bet on who was
Jean-Marie and
going to
Perry.
take it out. Yeah, what do you think, Luke?
Yeah, for sure. These two surfers has been in the limelight. Roger won the Southeast Asian Games against JR and he got gold.
Here goes JR.
Here goes JR on his third wave. Walks to the nose, holding at hang 10. And a nice drop knee turn. Stylish, waiting for this. Oops, watch out. Here we go. Back to the nose. On the 5. On the 10. On the 5 still, holding it. And a nice turn, so smooth. And he's out of there. So
Yeah.
Roger on the previous wave got a
493. I think there was a little bit more downtime on Roger's wave. He sort of had to wait a lot for those sections to stand up. You were sort of calling it on, whereas JR has this ability to sort of put a few extra manoeuvres above his competitors.
There isn't downtime with him. There was a slight misstep there, but I like his awareness. Like he hadn't. There you
Roger
go.
paying the price for no leash.
Yes. And there's the awareness of JR too. I mean, he was towards the end of that wave and he quickly looked over his shoulder to see if Roger was on a wave, to see what Roger was doing, to see if he needed to get off and get, priority. He's a pretty good body surfer too. Are you, Luke, generally leashing up when you surf in a competition? I know we heard in the last heat that you get fined here if you don't have a leash on during a free surf.
Yeah, the La Union Surf Club has strict rules with surfers with no
I'm
leash.
a huge fan of it.
Because
otherwise you get a board in the head,
Yeah, longboards hurt in the head.
Yeah.
They're heavy, they're bulky, and
they hurt.
And they're hard to get away from.
Yeah, that's true. We want to keep our beach safe. That's our main priority because most of the locals here rely on surf tourism.
Yes.
How does that go for, say, the lead up to an event where these guys will obviously don't... JR never wants to wear a leash, basically.
If you're part of the national team, the surf club will allow you to,
Okay.
only during the events
Okay.
and leading up to the events.
That's
but
good-
when
good
it's
policy.
when it's bigger and most of these guys are going to be on leashes.
Yeah.
What's the bloke out the back fishing for, Luke?
Octopus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he won't have a spear, or he'll have a little
He would
hook?
have a small spear too.
Yeah, okay. Two of them out.
There we go, some numbers dropping in. So JR dropping a 5.67. Going off that first heat of the women's semi-finals, Natsumi was dropping 8s and
Sevens.
high 7s, basically a pair of 8s in her combined total. I guess these guys haven't had the chance to open up yet. The swell seems to be pulsing on and off a little bit. It looks smaller, but then all of a sudden it looks bigger at different times.
Agreed. But yet in this heat there has yet to be a pulse. So we didn't see the wave that Roger fell off on. I don't know if they had that. They were probably focusing on JR's wave, but not sure how big that one was. But I don't think we've seen a pulse yet in this particular heat. And JR's probably a bit aware of it. Okay, Roger's going to turn around and go anyway.
Yep, so Roger striding into this one. Nice strong frame, Roger too, on his own board, but under priority. It's not going to cost him too much. But he's definitely getting into that point where you said, Luke, he likes to start early. Obviously, he's now at the point where his selections are getting a little bit more hurried and he's looking for that score now.
Yeah, this guy's been competing. Both of these guys been competing all their lives, like I mentioned earlier.
How old are they, Luke?
JR would be 28, and
Roger?
Roger would be about 26, 27.
So there's Roger just doing a bit of a board check there. He obviously knows that as his board washing onto the reef there, he's tapping his fin.
Just to check, he's riding a Dandoy
It's a-
Kasugai model surfboard, and JR is riding a Luffy surfboard.
I'd like to shout out to Ralph Texan, also one of the crew here, operations manager that gets things done here. The guys behind the scenes on this crew that sort of got things happening. Shout out to Mag Dog, Ralph.
Ralph and our girls, Cara,
Wena, and Lala.
Lala.
It's just an amazing team.
Oh, they're an amazing team. There's nothing that doesn't get done. There's no request that's too difficult.
Yeah. So just a quick appreciation shout out to those. And Gab also running the media.
And Gab,
a lot of people make these work, and what we're seeing is 4 Filipinos in the semi-finals for the male division, and now 2 Japanese for the women's final.
Yeah.
It's an incredible achievement down here. La Union never fails to give up the goods when this WSL event comes into town.
Just so well organised, and I guess we've got to give a bit of a shout out to Luke next to us, who's worked tirelessly through the night sometimes.
All right, we're going to use this quiet time to jump into a quick break. We'll be back in a moment.
Let's wander La Union's Tangadan Falls. The perfect side trip after surfing the waves. Hike along the scenic trail and be greeted by the majestic 50-foot falls. Whoa! The best part? A dip in its cool, refreshing waters. Seek more thrills in La Union.
And here we are back at the beautiful Mona Lisa Point. Out there in the water is Roger Kasugai and JR Esquivel in the first of our semi-final heat. It's been a bit of a slow heat compared to the women. They were wave for wave for those last 2 semi-finals. These guys both on 3 waves. JR getting the best of it at this stage with a 6.0 and a 5.67, and Roger, I almost called him Perry at some stage there, is on a 4.93 and a 3.5, needs a 6.74.
Yeah, well, it's been a bit of a struggle for them, hasn't it? The surf's been really small.
There we are. I am John Carby. I'm Jerry Deegan. That's John Carby, and this is Luke Landrigan, or the other way around.
Yeah, but it's been a struggle. There's been no sets at all, really, this heat, and it's a bit of a concern. I hope it's not going to be that way for the rest of the finals. And Luke, you're the expert here on the surf. Give us your opinion of what you think is going to happen.
Yeah, there's still going to be waves. I think it's just the changing tide. I think the tide's about dropping a little bit.
Wish I'd shaved. Normally I would have shaved, yeah.
And it's good to see. Here we go. Surfer in blue on the 5, on the 10, holding it, on the 5, on the 10 again, and holding it again. Wow, this is a long 5 and a 10.
I can hear cheers from the beach. JR almost smiled.
Going back, this is the inside section now where it's steeper, it's standing up. There you go. Waiting for doing nice, stylish bottom turn
there.
And he's still going.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
I think we. Oh, and Roger, keep going, Luke.
Here we go, Roger. Still holding on to this wave, on the nose, on the 5. He just got hung up there. I think at the beginning of the wave he already got hung up.
He lost his momentum there.
And there's Roger's wonderful wife. And
there's Lisa and Rio supporting Dad as always.
Yeah.
And there's my beautiful daughter, Lily.
Yeah.
And a few.
And there's your wife. Everyone's in there.
Local moms and grandmoms there watching and supporting.
Here we go. Roger, unfortunately, he was on a nice looking wave. Good 10 to start things. What do you reckon? A little trip up on that?
That put him off for the rest of the wave, to
definitely.
be honest. And he's thinking here he's got to do something special. Got a bit too high and just lost momentum. And here is JR's wave. And now, can we count the seconds that he's in the nose?
Wow.
Whether it's a 5 or a 10. It's
tight 5-2. Everything's tight. Looks nice. What do you think? Going excellent?
I think it's going to go excellent, yeah. I mean, comparatively to what's out there, this is the first man's
There's nothing
heat
else
as
you
well.
can do on that wave. He did everything.
Yep. And then he added the variety here. Cross step also. I mean, it's got it all. So,
And you know what? He knew it was on a good wave. He didn't even look back at that one. He was locked in.
Look
there,
at
look
this
at
board. Look at his board on the 10. Oh, wow, look at that. See the board elevating?
Yes, yes.
And holds it, still holds it, and back on the 10.
That's the confidence the judges are looking for, and numbers are starting to drop in. Bang. 817 getting into the excellent, and you can see why close up on screen the technical aspect of what's going on with these guys on the nose is insane.
Yeah, that's going to make it a lot more difficult for Roger, who's well and truly capable of getting there. I mean, a wave like that at 8.17, you're going to have to do an awful lot to get the 9.25 that Roger now needs. So he may need to build some houses there, get a couple of high scores, and drop out both of the scores he owns at the moment.
And there's Perry Ventura down on the beach. Is that a Lima board shorts he's wearing?
Yeah, this Esquivel model. JR shorts.
So Luke's involved in the brand here. Alima also has the resort down on the end of the beach, San Juan Resort.
And he was generous enough to give me a pair of board shorts yesterday, and I took them up to my wife and she said, why can't I have some? So she took them back down and swapped them for her size.
JR is up and riding again, straight to the nose, heels. Judges, I heard head judge talk about that yesterday. They don't necessarily love it unless they do a really good job of it.
It has to have a function while you're doing it. Yeah,
it has to have a function. That one, I don't know. JR is just one of those guys that he does what he can do.
I mean, I guess it adds variety to any wave, and so it's one slight helping in one of the elements at least.
Yeah, and the judges, that's a nice 10 on the inside. The judges would want to see him holding that heels on the nose as a functional manoeuvre, as opposed to that sort of tap and go style that he went.
Yeah, okay.
He just probably made it a little bit more tricky for himself, to be honest.
And that section at the end there gets really shallow. That's where there's a bunch of sea urchins and the stonefishes. So for those guys, just to ride it,
keep it positive.
No one's coming to visit here if you're telling them there's stonefish. You own a resort.
I'm trying to protect them not to ride it through the inside.
Well, most mere mortals aren't going to ride it that far into the inside anyway. Usually that's where I'm getting washed through on those big sets, on those big days. And I don't keep my feet out. Usually I'm crying as I get washed through to the beach anyway. Joe Marie
Buesa, one of the local surfers down here who's been in the national team of last year. He's going against Perry Ventura.
Are they all from right here?
Yeah, all from
Urbiztondo?
right here.
They're not from San Fernando or up the coast or down the coast?
Right from here.
They're all from right here, yeah.
Roger lives a little bit out of town now?
Yeah, he bought a property inland and he lives there with his wife now, but he is from this beach. He grew up in this beach. Yeah, all of these kids.
Awesome.
I've seen them when they were like 1-2 years old running down the beach naked.
Yeah.
You know, the Filipino way of going to for a swim.
Oh, look, I had the same experience in Siargao, with all those local kids, the Katungnan kids especially.
They remove their clothes so they have it dry after swimming. And when they go back home, they don't get whipped by mom or grandma.
I'm glad you didn't say you were running down the beach naked in Siargao, Jerry. That's where I thought you were going with that.
No, I won't even touch on that one.
7 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Things are going to be heating up because that last wave, a 7.33 from JR. So the judges did love that variety and they liked the way he held that together.
There goes Roger. A nice long lined wave here.
In combination land at this stage, Roger's going to have to get to work. He can't afford any of those glitches. A quick 5, little 10 tap. Nice on the tail. I'd say that's one of Roger's strengths, just that power that he has. Back to the nose. A little bit stretched out on that 5. Another nice rolling carve. Waiting for this wave to give him the opportunity. Back on the nose, he's holding this one a lot longer. I'm going to call it already. This is going to get him out of the combination position that he's in at the moment. Another 10 and a nice kickoff. So
yeah, I think that's his best looking wave.
Definitely.
At this stage.
And you can see immediately his body language or the set coming at him that he's got that fire,
a bit more bounce in his step.
Fire
he's
back in his heart.
He
knows he's back in this heat.
Yes.
So yeah, for sure he'll be out of combo land with that wave. And 6 minutes left.
This is the Roger we know. So he was first in the Southeast Asia Games back in 2019.
I believe he won it on his last wave too.
Yep, it was the Hollywood story. So semi-finals, there was an incident with one of the Indonesian competitors losing his board. And Roger, during the heat, paddled over and took him back into the beach. They actually both stood up, and it was, what would you say, 6 to 8 foot Mona Lisa Point, there was an incredible current ripping out to sea. That's why it would have been really hard for Menchos. Menchos, wasn't it?
Yeah, Menchos.
Shout out to Menchos. He was out there hoping he'd get another board so he could continue his heat.
Yes.
And it just didn't work out that way. So Roger actually, they called the heat off. Roger headed over, grabbed Menchos, and then they tandem surfed a wave in the bay on the huge, massive closeout. It was insane. There we go.
7.00 for Roger. Definitely gets him out of combination situation, and he needs an 8.5, which is still a fairly tall order with 5 minutes to go and not holding priority. But at least in the last couple of minutes, we've seen a few decent sets, whereas we hadn't seen any in the first 15 at least.
Shout out to our water guy. Is that Tim Hain or
It
Abdel?
is Tim Hain. I think it's Tim Hain.
Shout out to
Shout out to all our water swimmers. We've got Tim Hain from ASC. There's been Bea Vega out there in the water, and also Abdel Arecho from Samar. All getting some really good images.
I was speaking to Abdel and Brian this morning, and they were telling me, why don't you come to Samar if you want to surf by yourself? So anyone out there wants to travel to the Philippines, come here, go to Samar, go to Siargao, go to Palawan. And the country is just covered in waves.
There's some flights into Baronga now, which is sort of the gateway to Eastern Samar, so it gets a lot easier when you can fly straight from Cebu
as opposed to buses and planes, trains and automobiles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go. Surfer in blue in the lead. Quick tap on the 5, holding it, and a 10. Waiting for this nice stylish turn and a drop knee going back.
Looks so good.
And waiting for this. And another 5 and a 10. Another 5. Here we go, holding this longer. Holding this. And a quick tap.
Do you think he's got... Oh, Roger. He'll get back out there in time to get another one. Do you think...
If his board goes the right direction for him and this next
right.
wave doesn't get here, he's going to hold that. Board sideways is going to be tricky. There he is.
He surfed 3 heats, never lost his board.
And then
this is the only time I've seen him lose his board.
And I love watching Roger surf. That's one of the things about all these guys. They've got their unique strengths and abilities. At this stage, you'd have to say JR's just got that confidence of competition, which you can't get unless you're sort of doing it at that high level that he's at. But he's bringing it back to these guys in the national.
Yep.
Shout out to our friends at UPSA also for the national tour. Raising the level, which is pretty cool here. And that's been going since what, Luke?
Yeah, since the PSCT days 6 years ago.
Yep.
That was the main goal, is to incorporate this kind of standard of organization, like even the judging, even the priority stuff, to our national events. So when it's when WSL is in town, our local guys already is accustomed to it.
And it's working. 4 men in the WSL World Tour qualifier. Pretty epic.
Been a few different over the years. The PSF, I'd like to say hello to Zenny if she's listening. Zenny.
Yeah, shout out to those guys. Zenny, Olin.
Dondi, yeah, Olin's a stalwart. He'll be, I think he's on the east coast of the USA. He'll be watching this for sure, as long as he's not working right now.
They were the crew when we were competing back in the days. You were there too, G.
Like a wave rolling in for Roger on that panned out view. Nice fading takeoff.
Here we go. Roger needs a high score, 9.5. He's on the nose, hang 5, holds it, waiting for this section to build up. Nice trim and a nice turn there.
Just a side note, JR dropping an 8.33, 2 waves in the excellent, which makes things very, very hard. A 9.50 now required from Roger. Don't think that's going to be there. I believe he may just not throw away his lower score, so a 4.87 not going into Roger's top 2.
Yeah, with a minute and a half, he JR has priority also, so it's a pretty steep mountain there.
A 9.5. Have we seen that score throughout this event so far? I think the only one close has been
Natsumi.
Natsumi, yeah. Did she drop that 9? She's been into 8s. Has anyone been into the 9s? I think maybe JR
Us guys don't remember. The girls would know exactly. Our memory doesn't extend so far.
No.
No, I think 8 has been our highest, yeah.
So less than a minute to go now, and it's looking like JR's going to be moving on into the men's final of the La Union International Pro.
At some point, I feel that Roger's going to head straight to JR. They're going to have a conversation, and Roger's going to know where he's at. Here we go.
There you go.
And
Good
that's how you know.
sportsmanship.
Yeah, and they're friends. And that's just two La Union boys enjoying what's going on down here at La Union for this WSL 1000.
Just another day for them surfing together.
Yeah. 20 seconds. Look at that. And that's what we love to see. As important as it is, there's friendships that underseed all this that go so much further than just this sport. Oh.
Coming together.
I think Roger's gonna burn him on this one. Please do.
Party wave.
That's
party
sensational.
Wave.
Yes.
There you go.
What
there
a way
you go.
to finish. So I hope they don't do Roger for a interference on that one. I think Ty McGonigal, one of the head judges, said there's no point in losing twice. So that's just a bit of fun and good spirits.
Good surfing as always, boys. So surfer in blue straight to the finals, and Roger in red finishes equal third.
All right, we'll be right back for the second of our semi-finals. We'll be joined by Camille Pilar and say goodbye to Derry Diggin.
Let's wander La Union's Tangadan Falls. The perfect side trip after surfing the waves. Hike along the scenic trail and be greeted by the majestic 50-foot falls. Whoa! The best part? A dip in its cool, refreshing waters. Seek more thrills in La Union.
And here we are, just the results of semi-final number one being displayed on the beach. Roger Kasugai being met by his lovely wife and child on the beach. His head's high. He always puts on a great show. Look how strong he is. It's like a carabao, that dude.
That's why his surfboard has a logo of a gorilla.
Gorilla.
He is the
Built
gorilla.
like a gorilla. He eats a lots of bananas too.
Gorilla diet.
Shout out to everyone. I'm here with Camille Pilar and Luke Landrigan as Perry Ventura and Jo Marie Ebuiza take on semi-final number two. What do you think, guys? What did you thoughts? Who's gonna get this one?
This is an interesting heat.
Going to be an all backside finals, apparently.
Oh, you've done your research. I like that, Camille. We just know
even
these guys.
Even this heat is all backside.
Whoever wins this
Yeah,
is gonna
true.
be backside anyway. So, it's
So
finals.
Roger
backside.
was the only one representing us normals.
Normals, regular footers. So, it challenges the notion that you surf better on your front side, because in this semifinal and moving on to the finals heat, all the goofies are advancing.
Well, let's go down to the beach with Jerry Deegan and one of the best goofy footers of the area, J.I. Escobar.
The best.
Thanks, guys. Much appreciated. And JR, big congratulations. That was a fantastically surfed heat. 2 excellent scores to beat your very, very good friend Roger. How do you feel about that? And you're into the final.
Yeah, I'm stoked to win against Roger because we all know Roger is a very good guy. He can score excellence, and We all know that he's a Philippine champion. And yeah, it's super stoked to share waves with him. And yeah, during our heat, it's too slow, especially the beginning of the heat. And yeah, I'm so lucky that I got a couple of sets on the second half of the heat. And yeah, stoked.
Yeah, that's really good. Now, was it very friendly out there with you two? Like during the heat on the slow times, were you talking to each other or you were just straight up competition mode?
Yeah, we are both in competition mode, so yeah, no friends on the water during the heats, but yeah, before and after the heat, we're all friends, and yeah, we're just there enjoying the heat and keep focus and yeah, just try to get good scores.
Well, a huge congratulations. I won't take too much of your time. You need to prepare for the final. Would you like to say something for your sponsors and friends and family out there?
Yeah, I would like to thank my sponsors, Vans Philippines, Surftown La Union, Kuya Errol and Datishana, and to Union Athletics, Alima, and Luffy Surfboards, and sa suporta ng Cemento Surf, Hardware, and Salad Stoke, and of course my girlfriend Reina and Kola, and to Manong Ronald, thank you so much for all the support.
All right, mate. Thanks very much. You rule the
Where's
world.
Gino's name?
Back to you guys.
No, oops.
If he gets any more sponsors, we're going to be here for another 10 minutes, I think. Well done, JR, but that's the level that JR's at now, where people, and it's great the companies are getting involved in him, making his, I guess, he's the top of his career, so it's great.
Yeah, he's at the peak. Oh, so 2 waves were ridden.
Oh, and they
We
were
have
great.
scores dropping in. We saw on that picture-in-picture frame over there both John Marie and Perry getting really good starts to this semifinal heat.
Yes, and what I was saying before, Perry seems like a little bit of the underdog. Here we go. You want to talk us through it, Luke?
Here we go, Jo Marie on a hang 5 and a 10, holding it, still on the 5. Wow, he's been on this for quite some distance, and a quick float, and hoping this section will build up, but no. And here we go, Surfer in red.
I like this
Perry
wave.
with a very stylish footwork.
Nice, and that is the turn. That's the money shot there.
The
on
setup,
the 5
yeah.
and on the 10, holding it on the 5 again, and on the 5 again, and a nice float on the inside.
I think
Perfectly
Perry's
surfed.
going to get the best out of that one. I think that might go from very good. I don't want to dabble, maybe excellent, because that was
And
beautiful.
here he is again on his second wave, looking very locked in this morning. But this will run out.
I don't know how far out he would have got for that. That might have just been a backup opportunity. He might have been out the back because it was a little while ago.
Yeah, shout out to his board sponsors. He's so connected to that board.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ian Zamora Surfboards. Here you go, Surfer in blue, riding a Ross concept on the 5, on the 10, holding it on the 5, and going back. Nice stylish turn on the 5, on the 10 again. Super stylish surfing by Jo Marie on the 5, holding it again, staying on this.
Oh my goodness. You can hear the crowd just losing it on the beach.
And finishing it with a quick tap.
No clap.
Wow.
Oh, look at the boys lighting up. That's what you want to see. This is exciting, and this is just them watching their brothers go at it. Basically, it's
basically win-win for La Union. Whoever
Yes.
Win.
Yeah.
Look at that fade from Perry. So his first score locking in there. Oh my gosh, this is his second wave. I believe that we didn't see the start. Nice long 5-10, maybe a little bit far from that critical section of the wave. And he has sort of been doing that a bit because he is such a lighter guy. He has the ability, his board's locked in.
He can nose ride away from the peak.
He can nose right away from the peak. An 8.67 for that first wave.
Oh,
so
that might be the best score of the competition yet. Oh no, we had a 9.
We did have a 9.
Of the day.
Of the day.
Let me correct myself.
What did we get that 9 for? Who got that?
JR did.
JR did.
Yesterday?
The other day.
It must have been the opening round.
Okay. So we'll talk about Perry. Perry, this is the furthest he's gone in an event of this WSL LQS level. He looks like he belongs.
Yeah.
He is really dangerous. Some of the techniques and the style that he has. Where's he been, Luke?
Well, he's been competing in the national tours for a few years now, and he just made the national team this year. And that kind of surfing, I think he'll do really well in
Second
places
score
like
dropping in. It's a 3.67.
yeah, that's the nose ride where he did it on
And that's
the
what we're
shoulder of
talking
the
about.
wave.
There is the judges are very aware.
Particular.
Yeah, and Joe Marie dropped a 5.0 for his first one. He may have been a little bit outside of that critical zone. Also, he held it really long.
One more wave for Joe
But
Marie
that
to
second
lock
wave
in.
of Joe Marie, I believe we're going to go excellent again, possibly, because that was another well surfed wave. He didn't give himself the round of applause on the beach this time. I still think the judges are going to love that wave.
I'm
Might
sure
be
they're on
some
the replay.
nerves. Don't want to call it too early.
It was a well surfed wave, and the fact that they're taking this long, which that means they're looking at the replays. They're going through it, they're pulling it apart, and they're going to go somewhere. Look at that, just casually sitting on the board, legs up. I want to have in my life.
Whoever wins and proceeds to the finals, and that will be the best career result yet for either of them.
True.
Exciting, and JR, just another finals heat. How many has this guy gone through now?
Undefeated. Let's see if we can do it 3 years in a row.
There you go. Surfer in blue drops
A 7.67.
7.67.
We have a semi-final on our hands. 12.67 versus a 12.34 with 20 minutes remaining.
And John Marie pushes to first.
Wow.
But Perry only needs a 4.0. Easy peasy for Perry.
Exactly, but then you have to look at Joe Marie needing to throw away a 5.0. Easy peasy for Joe Marie. This is what we...
It's a heads or tails situation.
This is
here.
what we were expecting with this heat. We had to say that JR was going in as the favourite. We knew that Roger is capable. He often pulls out. If it was 6 foot out there, the JR heat and the Roger heat could be a different
Would have
situation.
been different.
These two guys in this size, both capable of pulling
Evenly
out those
matched,
excellent
I
scores.
think.
Yeah, so
I like the handshake gesture from Roger. It's just very sportsmanly.
I like the interference on the end just for fun. I'm pretty sure JR was just going through his head as they were taking off, making sure he had priority, because it would have been a horrible way to lose a heat. So I'm pretty sure he would have looked at the screen, looked at Roger going, "Are we really going to do this?"
It happened after the handshake, huh?
Absolutely. So yeah, and
Spicy.
it's one of those things, like, you can think you know things, you just want to double check at this level, and they had a great moment surfing in together on that last wave.
Keeping everyone on our toes. Yes, once again, this is the second semi-final. And in just a few more minutes, we'll have the women in the water. It will be Hiroka and Natsumi again.
Shout out to surfing's favourite first son, Vinny Marcos. Big supporter of surfing. He's down here at the event this morning watching it live.
Hello to Vinny and Mel.
And at 6 o'clock tonight, we're going to have an awarding ceremony also for these athletes. Where are we doing that, Luke?
Yeah, we're gonna have a awarding ceremony at the Plaza de Castilla, sponsored by Department of Tourism.
Department of Tourism.
And an after party at Flotsam and Jetsam. We have the Lavender Band playing there
Ooh.
tonight.
Thanks to Manong.
to Manong and to the Flotsam crew, John C. and Carla and Mia, for hosting our after party. So anyone can join, just drop there. We're gonna have a fun Wednesday night.
Party on a Wednesday. Happy hump day.
Midweek.
Midweek.
Yeah. End of sort of long a week for us, so.
It's been a blizzard of heat after heat after heat. It would be nice to go back to just regular free surfing after this, but no doubt it's been an electrifying couple of days here in La Union.
And then we are down at the beautiful, just scenic beach. If you're not familiar with the area, come down. There's so much on offer in this municipality, in this province, and in this region. It's absolutely breathtaking, some of the places. Here we go.
Back to live action. Jo Marie taking on another wave, slightly smaller, trying to navigate this one straight to the nose. Holds the 5 and the 10, levitates for a bit. That's a very critical section. And no! He just loses it. And Perry right behind him, taking notes, knowing what to avoid, and go switch for a bit. Oozing with style and speed and nice controlled turn back to the goofy stance, taken in the way, surfer in red. Perry Ventura liking that one, putting on a master class, and the crowd loves it.
Wow. I love his style. From the haircut to the mustache to the way he rides that board, this guy is the king of style.
Do you think you pulled this off on your younger days? Did you have the stash and mullet combo? Did you, Luke? Did you, John?
I couldn't grow a mustache until I was about 43 years old.
I tried the mullet during the pandemic. My daughter couldn't recognize me, so I didn't do it again.
I'm sort of running a lowercase mullet at the moment, so it's
Lowercase?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not fully owning it. I've just got a flat back of the head, so I need to do something to fake my head into a round shape.
Wow, unfortunately for the surfer in blue, he fell on that last part of the nose ride. That was super long.
Critical
stretch.
mistake. He was building
Nose
on
ride.
that
There we
score
go.
already.
There's Vinny, and there's my beautiful wife, Christine.
And my
also.
fiance, Harold.
And
Hello.
Harold. This is just our crew up there, and there's Jerry's wife, Susan.
Of course, oblivious that the
oblivious.
camera is pointed at them.
Yeah. But look at him dissecting that wave. Vinny's talking about nose rides at the moment. Once again, shout out to Vinny, just a all-round great guy. I sometimes forget he's the presidential son just because he's so personable and just such a good, wholesome guy and loves our sport so much. He doesn't just help support it with helping find us some finance to run this event. He picks up the board, waxes up, and gets
he
out there.
truly loves surfing too, the same way that he loved skateboarding.
And he's getting good. We're trying to rip him away from skateboards.
I
Concrete
wonder
hurts.
who his coach is.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's done so much for surfing, for events, for
some locals,
with JR's budget for the world tour. And in terms of when there's calamities in some provincial places, he's always there. He's the first one to text and ask, do you guys need help? What do you need? Stuff
He
like
literally left the World Juniors that he was a big part of the other day to head over to Belair to help them with some relief money and hand over some well-needed aid. So amazing guy, he's just a pleasure to be around. He's that guy that sort of highlights the room when you walk in.
He's one of those guys who doesn't like the limelight.
No.
He's always like quiet about it. I couldn't even find him online on social media.
Yes.
So don't give it out. We're going to go to a quick break and return to this exciting semi-final number 2.
Yeah, Perry got a 6.0 with its switch stance.
Let's wander La Union's Tangadan Falls. The perfect side trip after surfing the waves. Hike along the scenic trail and be greeted by the majestic 50-foot falls. Whoa! The best part? A dip in its cool, refreshing waters. Seek more thrills in La Union.
Welcome back. We are looking at postcard shots right there from the beautiful La Union Beach. Perry Ventura and Jo Marie Ebewiza are going to battle out there at the moment.
With 11 minutes to go.
Perry Ventura in the lead. And
Drop.
867 dropping that 6.0 for that last wave. We might get a replay of that if we have.
When it comes to judging, so when you surf switch, how high up the scoring range does that go?
Not necessarily anywhere unless you're doing it really well, right, Luke?
Yeah, when you're switching, it has to have a purpose. Like, it's the judges won't give like you a higher score just because you switch. Here we go, surf in red again. On the nose, straight to the nose, on the 5, holding that 10. Nice stylish turn and a nice bottom turn. Switching this, and wow. A switch on that again. Stylishly waiting for this wave to build up. Perry Ventura. There you go. On the inside, and nice quick tap.
So I think Perry just answered your question perfectly there. He doesn't just switch, he switches and transitions at the same time. So he will do a bottom turn into switch to sort of line up that next maneuver, and then he'll use that effortlessly again to do the same thing, which sort of gives that flow and grace appeal to the judges, which is huge in the criteria. So it's not just a tricky move. Someone might go switch and look horrible, ugly, and lose grace and flow.
Yeah.
Whereas Perry has that way that he can put it into a functional maneuver. I don't think he has switch or natural. I think he's just sort of ambidextrous when he comes to his stance now.
Ambidextrous.
Yeah, a lot of influence from Carla Zamora during his younger years. Carla
very lovely
switches
surfer.
a lot here in this
I was
point.
about to shout her out. That the first time I saw someone surfing switch was Carla at the point a few years back.
Awesome. Well, shout out to Carla and Ian. Ian's got half the boards under these
Which
athletes'
Perry is
feet.
riding, yeah.
Shout out to the Wax Head too for helping Perry with his surfing.
I just want to bump up this closing ceremony again tonight. There will be a bus going from the venue. So the back of the escape here, 5:30 to meet up at San Juan Surf. And the awarding ceremony at Plaza de Castiel. And dinner will be served there
Everyone's
at 6 p.m.
invited. Come on down,
Yeah,
guys.
let's make it an event. And then after party's going to be at Flotsam Jetsam. Kindly bring your IDs so we can get a few drink tickets happening too.
Yeah, show some love to our local surfers. Meet your idols. Take photos with your idols.
Luke Landry will be there.
Course.
And he says shirt.
Hopefully.
I see a giant Pocari sweat bottle on the beach. That's new for today.
I've had my Pocari already. Nice.
Electrolytes.
Drink. Electrolytes. It's a great looking athlete area down there.
And a big incense right there.
Yeah, sage and Palo Santo.
Here we go.
Back to live action. Jo Marie trying to better his situation right now, but kind of stumbling and not really getting into the rhythm of the point this morning, which is unusual for Jo Marie. He's looking back at the beach. I wonder who is signaling to him, and a lot of things must be going on in his head, and sucks to be in that situation. I wouldn't want to be there right now.
Yeah, he needs a 7.01.
Very attainable.
Attainable with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Oof. Anyone's game. So Perry Ventura definitely not safe with his 8.67 and 6.0. There's that Pocari bottle down on the beach. Look at the crew there. We've got the Red Bull on the other side. Rivals.
And in that white tent, we have a few local crafts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, from the Department of Tourism.
Jo Marie Ebewiza swinging again, up and riding onto the nose, holding that 5, a little bit off kilter again, but then locks into that 10, back onto the 5, a little bit of hesitation as he gets back to the 10. Nice carve, back to that whitewash. Nice use of the entire length of the board there from tail to nose. Locking in this final section. A little bit of a bog on that nose ride. But plenty of action and plenty of work.
Okay,
he likes
that one. I was on the edge of this seat here. Oh my gosh.
Needing a 7.01. There was a lot of work done on that wave. What do you think, Luke?
Wow. Thank God I'm not a judge anymore.
Absolutely.
I'm sure the judges are going to be watching the replay a few times and start to comparing it with, I guess, Perry's highest scoring wave.
The
Or
7.67.
comparing it to Jo Marie's
Oh,
highest
no, the
scoring wave.
8.67.
That was a long wave. A lot of damage has been done.
And what do you guys think? Because obviously two very contrasting
Look
styles.
at this angle, is looking straight at us.
These contrasting styles of Jo Marie, who's a bit more
taller.
Taller,
than
yeah.
Jo
He
Marie.
moves around a little bit different to the way Perry moves around. Obviously, style is a part of this criteria. Also, what do you think? I don't know. For me, it's very tricky. I'd love to hear you guys' insights.
I guess I have to second what you said about Perry's style, very smooth, and the way he just transitions from maneuver to maneuver, and not only does it for the flair, but also on purpose. And here we go, we have the score. John.
A 6.23, so it's not enough, and it doesn't do anything to increase his total, so he's going to need that 7.01, and Perry may make him pay for that on the nose. Nice and gentle, and this is the style difference I'm talking about. The point of difference, everything Perry's doing, it's very controlled, very purposeful. Where Jo Marie might lose a few points or a little bit on his points just by the way he moves up and down the board, a little bit more
fluid.
Yeah, so very interesting. Look at them, they are locked in. It's like they're watching Netflix at the
Oh,
moment.
here we go. If you don't have a leggy, you shave off a few minutes or a few seconds of your time trying to race down to the beach after your board.
He even rode into his board body surfing with style. That's incredible.
Here we go, Jo Marie on the 5, on the 10.
Slightly
Just got
bigger
hung up
wave.
there. Nice stylish turn by Jo Marie. Slightly a bigger surfer than Perry. Just going back to that inside part. Holding this 5. Nice
He
turn.
only needs a 7.01. Very makeable for someone like Jo Marie.
Here we go, waiting for that inside section and a quick tap on the 5. And back on it again.
And the clap. There you go, John.
Hard to say now. Oh my gosh.
He kind of did the similar thing on that 6.23 on that wave.
Yeah, and that's what like you said, the judges are getting this spread now of the scores, ranging from the 6s up to the 8s.
And on the screen, we now have our women's finalists paddling out as we reach the very crucial mark of less than 4 minutes to go.
All Japanese affair, Natsumi and Hiroka. It's going to be super exciting. I know
Yes, a repeat of the 2023 finals here in La
Hiroka
Union.
trying to get out of
You say it.
bridesmaid position and become the bride. A lot on the line. Both of these women are surfing incredibly well at this stage. On the lead up through the semis, I think Natsumi sort of got the better scores, but Hiroka, different heat, different conditions, so I can't wait to see where they're at.
What I love about the women surfing is how they surf wearing big smiles.
Yeah, yep. So not enough, a little bit less. You were right, Luke. He was actually a point down from
The previous
that last one.
wave,
Almost,
yes.
actually only half a point shaved off from that last wave. I think he'd done a lot more work on that first one. So he's really going to have to now sit down with 3 minutes to go and really think about what he's going to need for a score while Perry wants to throw away his 6.
He likes this one.
And this is a good looking wave. The beach is starting to make noise. How do you cheer for your two favourite surfers? It's impossible down there,
Oh.
Luke. Oh.
Okay, loses priority
I don't
with that
know
one.
if he'll lose priority because Jo Marie might not be out the back yet, but anyway, Jo Marie takes
this wave
advantage of
nonetheless.
it, yeah, because Perry wasn't on it. He did have a 2 next to his name, didn't he? Luke?
Yeah, Jo Marie was on the inside and
Hanging
just
on
a bit
for
of a
dear
wobble there.
life.
That's the downtime that you know means the difference between an excellent, a good score, and a very good score. So
now
We see some body language over here as he's scratching away, trying to get back into position at the peak.
And with
this
2
is
minutes,
where experience comes in. We'll see with Perry if he is gonna take advantage of his priority with 2 minutes left.
So would be your advice as one of the national coaches? You want to see Perry sit casually out there and wait for Jo Marie? Actually,
Here we go back to live action. Perry levitating again and looking as stylish as ever as he goes back to the tail with those sweeping turns, taking it very carefully,
Oh
cool
my
as a
gosh.
cat, and switch again. And that's the thing about Perry, showing more variety than Jomari is, and he's getting more points for that, I think.
Whoa. So, one strategy would have been to sit and wait for Joe Marie to come back, utilise priority, keep Joe Marie off the scoring waves, or take a wave that's going to be better than your 6. This is going to be very interesting to see where these numbers do drop in. Joe Marie on his last wave didn't make a dent.
Just a 4.27. He
All
still
eyes
needs
on
a 7.01. Will he improve the 6.0?
But more importantly now, Joe Marie has an opportunity, and
Seth's
the
coming in
sets
the
are
back.
rolling in with 53 seconds. Here we
Oh
go.
my gosh, this is why we do this. Let's go.
This is going to be a very, very important score for Perry. I hope the judges lock it in so Joe Marie knows what he's going to need.
Everyone's standing
Everyone's
up.
cheering, standing up.
Getting on their feet here.
Waiting to
It's
see.
impossible to stay sat down.
Here we go, Joe Marie. At this stage, needing a 7.18. The score for Perry dropping in. Take us through it, Luke.
Here we go, on the 5, on the 10, holding this, holding it, still on the 5. On the 5, on the 10 again. Waiting for this. A nice, stylish turn, going back to that power source. And a quick tap on the 5. And another 5, and holding it again. Nice, stylish surfing by Surfer in Blue. Waiting for this.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Here we go. Has he got a finish? Will he get a nose?
Here we go, waiting for this inside section.
Oh!
Okay, so Surfer in Red got a 6.17 on his last wave. So Surfer in Blue now needs a 7.18.
It is all but there. This is going to come down to
Down to the wire.
the
Wow.
wire. We are going to stick with the live action because
all the boys liking it.
This is too big to walk away from. We're going to patiently go through this as the judges go through the replays. We're waiting for scores. Joe
That
Marie
was
is
intense.
pumped. Oh, what's your initial feelings, guys? Let's see where we're at.
Wow.
For me, I think he's going to get the nod.
Wow.
I think he's going to get it. What about you, Camille?
Very possible. Very possible.
That's
That
not
was-
possible. Let's go. Money on the table. What do you think? Luke, we'll come back to Camille. Yes or no?
He can't breathe. I understand.
With 30 seconds and surfing it that with no pressure like that. Wow.
All right, so there you can see we're waiting on the
Wow.
scores.
It's
This
up to the judges
will
now.
take time. I
It's
know
in your hands.
Joe Marie's down there praying right now. Perry probably kicking himself for giving them that opportunity. Here we go, numbers are dropping in. Beach announcer giving him the news there. He is just under a 6.70. Oh my gosh, Perry Ventura.
will surf again. Surf against JR Esquivel in the final.
We are going to go to a break and we're going to
Thank you,
return
guys.
with
What a show.
finals action. Thank you, guys.
Not enough on that last wave, but good surfing by both surfers. Alas, winning of that semi-final round. Perry.
Let's wander La Union's Tangadan Falls. The perfect side trip after surfing the waves. Hike along the scenic trail and be greeted by the majestic 50-foot falls. Whoa! The best part? A dip in its cool, refreshing waters. Seek more thrills in La Union.
It's finals time here at the La Union International Pro LQS. 1,000 points are on the line. The women are kicking our finals off. It's Natsumi Taoka taking on Hiroka Yoshikawa. This is a rematch of the 2023 final that we saw at this exact event. Natsumi getting the win on Hiroka. So yeah, this is nervous times right now for both fan clubs. Feel like Hiroka wants to get the jump on Natsumi. Natsumi looking to defend. I'm Jessie Starling, joined by Camille Pillar and Jerry Deegan. Lovely to have you both join the final with me.
Yes, lovely to be here, and it's the last two heats of the day. We're down to finals, and the energy at the beach is just electrifying after that second semifinals for the men's. And yes, here we are, Natsumi and Hiroka, seeing each other again at the finals, as Mona Lisa points looking a little quiet at the moment, but we'll see who gets the opening attack on this one.
Jerry, thoughts on this final? This is a pretty great matchup. I know I put you on the spot every time, but do you have your money on someone in particular?
Oh yeah, I do. I guess I have my my money on Hiroka. I mean, she needs it. She wants it. You know, I've watched what she's done. Here we go. First wave of the event. First wave of the final.
Yeah, here we go. Natsumi getting her heat underway. Her campaign started. Ooh, a bit of a buried rail just there. She regains nicely, making her way to the nose. Quick five. Bit of deeper water here, so she's just trimming, trying to bite her time to this nice inside section. Bit of a steeper wall, gets down in time. Lots of control here from Natsumi, and she's taking this one all the way through. Quick 10, can't hold on though, so not usual scenes here, but while we have a bit of a break, Luke is with a very relieved Perry. Take it away, Luke.
I am here with Perry Ventura. Perry Ventura, first WSL Finals. How are you feeling?
Masaya sa feeling na makaabot ng finals. Actually, ito yung first time ko makapunta sa finals ng WSL. Last year kasi it's round 2 lang. So yun, pinaghandaan ko talaga para makaabot sa finals itong WSL 2025. So sobrang saya.
Nice. Kamusta naman ang surfing mo? Alam ko ikaw lang yung nagsiswitch foot during this event, and nakita naman natin na rin ni-reward ito ng mga judges. Bakit ka nagsiswitch foot? Kung mapapansin namin, ginagawa mo to in some of your highest scoring waves.
Actually kasi po, yung dominant foot ko kasi it's right foot. Hindi po talaga ako left foot. So kaya ako ginagawa yung switching. Actually, tinuruan kasi ako mag-switch ni Ate Carla Zamora. Kasi nakita niya na right yung dominant foot ko. So yun, pinapractice ko siya ng pinapractice hanggang sa na-practice ko. Kasi ang sabi sa akin nung nagturo sa akin is mataas daw ng score nung switching kasi mahirap po siyang gawin. So yun, tinatry ko siya. So nakita ko nga mataas po talaga yung score niya sa switching.
And nakita natin reward rin naman ng mga judges yon. So, nasa finals ka na, kalaban mo na si JR Esquivel na nag-champion sa first and second WSL Longboard qualifiers natin dito. Ano ang strategy mo going into the finals like someone like JR?
Strategy ko, actually mahirap talunin si JR kasi alam naman natin na marami siyang experience sa mga event. So ang kuhan ko na lang, strategy ko, it's focus na lang, kuha na lang ng set waves. Kasi finals naman na so enjoy na lang namin yung laban namin, pero kailangan pa natin manalo. So, gawin ko pa rin yung best ko para mag-champion nitong event na to.
So, congrats again, Perry. And I'm sure you guys both will show us a big show
And back to you guys.
Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Perry. Very relieved. That was tense times at the end of that one. It's always a bit stressful when your competitor gets a pretty great wave
Yes.
right at the end of that heat. I was just asking while we're off, though, because I was thinking, swear some of this is in English. I've just learned it's called Taglish.
Tagalog English, yes.
Oh, okay. Can you translate some of what was going on there?
Of course, it was a very insightful interview actually, where Perry says his last year's finish was an elimination in the second round, and that was an eye-opener for him. So he took the whole year to really prepare and lock in, get video analysis and coaching. And one of the coaches he looked up to was, as mentioned, also Carla Zamora, the original switch footer of the point. And Ate Carla taught Perry some tips, something about the right foot being the dominant foot despite being a goofy footer, and that paved the way to Perry's being in the finals for the first time now.
Very nice, very nice. And, you know, I'm sure our viewers out there took in a lot of those words and got a rough idea of what the conversation was. But thanks, Camille, because I certainly didn't know that much. That's
Me
exactly
either.
what
I was
they
like,
said,
I think I've got it. And then Camille just went way more in depth to what I got.
There's so many different languages also in the Philippines.
Yes.
100 or
Is it
something.
different compared to here to Siargao?
Way different.
Wow.
Way different.
Back to live action in the water. Hiroka getting the best of the first exchange. It was a 7-1-7. She's looking to back it up here. Steps on that tail. Shows us a bit of variety, a bit of flair. These two ladies have been competing against each other for a long time. Little imbalanced, but gets the finishing turn there. There's the floater. Just kidding. These ladies just go and go and go on these waves. She's very happy with that one.
Looking very strong, Hiroka. Jerry might be right about this time.
Look, she wants it. She wants it badly. She wants revenge, I guess. But there you go. The second female I've seen without a leash on. I vaguely think she was wearing a leash yesterday in the semi-final. So I did an interview with her, and I'm pretty sure she had a leash there.
She had one on this morning too.
Yeah, so she's chosen to go without it. I guess if there's any 1/1,000,000% chance it can help her at all, then she's decided to go without it. And I guess she hasn't really been losing aboard. So that was a pretty nice wave as well. So. For me, just the way she's been surfing, her confidence, I've really liked it. I think she's had a slightly harder draw also than Natsumi. So my money's with her, yeah.
Yeah, Natsumi, she's been a pretty solid standout for me this event. She seems to have a really solid control factor throughout her surfing. Camille, you know this point better than anyone. How do you feel both of these ladies are reading the wave?
Well, I think they have enough experience with the point and with conditions like this, coming back to the Philippines for the third year in a row now. I think they've also done a lot of free surfing, coming in early before the event, and I've seen both of them also charge in bigger conditions at the point. So whether it's a small wave day or a big day, here both Natsumi and Hiroka have equal odds.
Hiroka chatting to her after her posting interview, she said it was just such fun conditions out there. She was really looking forward to the final. Her goal was just to have a lot of fun, and she's kind of the smiling assassin. I feel like there's always a big smile on her face. 7-1-7 and a 6-1-7 to start this heat out. This is the first time we've ever seen Natsumi being put on the back foot. We've never really seen her in that sort of pressure
Correct.
situation.
The whole event, she's been well ahead and super confident and not having to catch up. So, we've got a solid 20 minutes or just under 20 minutes to go. So, I have no fear that she's not stressing as yet. But you're right, Jess. It is the first time she's been behind the 8 ball just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how she kind of pulls herself out of this situation. Is she going to push back? Is she going to crumble under pressure? There is so many question marks, but I feel like Natsumi, being the competitor she is, you're going to have to think she's going to have a pretty good crack at getting those solid scores in this heat.
Without question. She's got priority. She's got lots of time, sit and wait for a set. I guess it's more in the last, 8, 7, 6 minutes that, you will see whether people crack under pressure. I guess at this stage, these two are such seasoned competitors that they're probably not thinking that way as yet.
How do you feel the wave changes, Camille, when we do see those slightly smaller conditions like we're having today?
So it's interesting to note how everyone, our international guests, have commented that, it's a different wave every time, and yet it's a point break, right? So to us, it's affirming that, okay, we're not the only ones who get a hard read of our local spot. And it's really time, you need to spend a lot of time here to get to know the many moods of Mona Lisa Point. And right now, I think we have a bit of a lull. We're changing from, not sure, high tide to low tide or vice versa. But yeah, these quiet moments are characteristic of the point when the tide changes a bit. But luckily, there's still no wind. It's looking very glassy out there. And yeah, it's really, time is...
John Carby would like to call it a reef break. It's called Mona Lisa Point. But when you see the drone shot, it is a reef with different sections. It's not your classic point break that runs all the way down, a jutting out point as such. I mean, it's a reef that sits off the beach. So, it's a point break for sure. But I know John Carby loves to say, well, to be honest, I think it's a reef break. Because breaks on a reef and it's, that's his argument, nonetheless.
Some point breaks are reef breaks too, though. I feel
there's
no real...
Of course.
But I would definitely classify this as a point break, but I agree. I think the way you put it is beautifully. It has many moods, this wave. It changes consistently throughout the day. And you mentioned in the last heat, sometimes it can be hard to find your lineup when you don't have the local out there. But these ladies making it look great. Beautiful 10 to start this wave off for Hiroka. We're going to have Natsumi out behind her. Just a quick in and out.
Wow.
But Hiroka finishing off this wave. Such great poise and style. Hang 5 there. She's moving on through to the inside. And she's going to get out of it. She's found really great flow in the first half of this heat. And I'm loving what she's bringing to the table here.
Yes, I think she's going to be penalised a little bit for the size of that wave, but she was under priority, so that it doesn't hurt anyone to take off and see what happens.
And Camille, you saw Natsumi.
I know, that was really just a move, maybe to get on Natsumi's nerves a bit more. Like, I'm going to take wave after wave. I'm going to try to widen my lead. And Natsumi kind of was forced to paddle into that one, even though it wasn't a good wave.
Yeah, I feel like she was definitely sold a bit of a lemon there, as we like to say back home. But Natsumi, she just needs to find her cool, find her space. She's that type of surfer who can really manufacture those scores on any kind of wave. She's so talented, has such a beautiful style as well, and a lot of control, like I've mentioned, of her equipment. But in saying that, Hiroka, she's showing that she wants the win. She lost here to Natsumi just 2 years ago. She wants the win. Was she the champion last year?
Kaide was.
Kaide. So she hasn't actually won here before. So this is new stakes for her.
Yes.
She's been in the final twice and hasn't won it yet. That must feel super frustrating.
So it boils down to who wants it more.
Definitely.
I have a working theory, and it's interesting to try to test it this time, wherein in a competition, it is also not good if you peak too early. Like, you gotta have building momentum. Like her first heat, remember when she didn't even believe that she won? She was so dejected. And yeah, we've seen her progress from 20% to now she's shining and wants to show us her 100%.
Absolutely. I think that's such a good point you make, Camille, because in competitive surfing, you almost want to find new gears, as a lot of people like to say. You don't want to come in too low of a gear that you're not going to make it through your first heat, because it's straight elimination. But each round you should be pulling out new tricks and new maneuvers. It also is great for the judges because it doesn't keep them bored or repetitive.
Never let them know your next move.
Exactly. Jerry, what are your thoughts on this?
Oh, exactly that. I mean, it's like, for instance, you're a motocross stunt guy, in your first couple of things, you do a 360, whatever. Each one, you try to impress the judges a bit more as you make it through the heats. And I think it's the same with not all sports, but certainly a lot of sports. If you're competent enough to be out there and winning the first rounds, you do need to show the judges more as it progresses. Now, it gets a little harder when the surf gets a little smaller. So, this is the problem with surfing. There's so many variables. There's the tides, the wind, the swell, your attitude, whatever. But I definitely agree that with you and Camille, that, if you start in third gear, you need to be in fifth by the finals, sort of thing.
Well, let's see if we can find any more momentum in the back half of this heat. We're going to go to a quick ad break, but we will crown a champion right after this.
Let's wander La Union's Tangadan Falls. The perfect side trip after surfing the waves. Hike along the scenic trail and be greeted by the majestic 50-foot falls. Whoa! The best part? A dip in its cool, refreshing waters. Seek more thrills in La Union.
We're back from a quick ad break, 12 minutes on the clock until we crown a champion here at La Union International Pro, Natsumi Tauka taking on Hiroka Yoshikawa. During the break, both ladies getting pretty great waves there. Loving the last wave of Hiroka. I'm going to catch up with a replay of those in a second, but finally we got a flurry of waves in this heat.
Yes, and I'm loving how Hiroka ended that one with a smile.
She's ended everyone with a smile. I'm sure could lose it, and here she is. So moving up to the nose, longish 5, really glassy wave, nice little cutback. She's just going to cruise back up to the nose. So quick hit there. Heading onto the inside section, back to the nose. That's 3 straight up, and great finishing manoeuvre. Great closeout Rio. She's super,
There's
super
the
stoked.
smile.
Great wave there from Hiroka. I feel like there was a lot of variety on that wave. The judges are really going to love that one. There it is. Comes in at a 7.1. So applying the pressure. Natsumi, however, answers back with a 7.13. Needs a 7.15 for the lead.
Okay.
It's really starting to heat up in this heat, Camille.
Yes, and we only have less than 11 minutes to go. So it really is a matter of who will the point award the set of the day to.
Yeah, like we mentioned, there's a lot of different moods at this wave. It changes a lot, but they were the sets that we've been used to seeing throughout the day today. One of the first semi-finals this morning had plenty of waves coming through. So these ladies praying and wishing it that a couple more of those come through. And so are we, the audience, because we love to get to see what they do and what they do best, which is surf these waves so gracefully.
A little aside, in the background there is a cement factory. And there's a really good wave right out in front of the cement factory. I'm not giving away any secret spots there. Luke, I apologise if I am, but yeah, it takes about 20 minutes or so to drive up to that spot. And
Yes, I was explaining to Jesse that we're kind of in a cove city, so that's like the end of a cove, and we're in the other end, San Juan, and that town is called Bacnotan. And yes, it does get its fair share of good waves as well.
Yeah, Camille was explaining to me that it actually goes flat here for about 3 months of the year. There's no surf, so that would be a little bit of heartbreak for a lot of the competitors here.
Cheering for our girls on the screen.
You think it's flat here would be sort of the June, July kind of time?
Summer, April, May.
It's funny that you call it summer. We always have a little chuckle about Filipinos that call it summer and winter, and I guess it's because we think you don't have summer and winter. We think you have wet and dry.
That is technically correct. There is no summer here. There's only 2 seasons, which is wet and dry.
But at school, they still call it summer holidays and things like that.
Because it's kind of a whole marketing thing as well. Summer vacation, summer travels. So kind of sticks. Like, oh, where will you go this summer?
Yeah, well, and I'll tell you, on my expertise is a bit more on the East Coast, and I think probably the flattest month, so people know, probably the nicest month for weather there, but the flattest month here and there would be June. I mean, June is a month, I guess if you want to come and sunbake and snorkel and scuba dive, everything's available in June. But surf-wise, it's pretty flat on both coasts.
It's interesting you say that, because you think when you go to Indonesia, that's kind of peak season.
Exactly, but that's coming out of the Indian Ocean, and we're coming out of either Pacific or the West Philippine Sea. So yeah, you don't.
That's confusing, isn't it?
Look, the place has got so much going on at that time of year. Like I said, diving, whale sharks, mountaineering, everything, absolutely everything, and it's a great time to do it, although quite hot. But yeah, surf-wise, June for me is the flattest month. Both, and Camille's just confirmed it's the flattest one here as well.
Looking to our screens now, heat leader up and riding, 8 minutes to defend her lead over Natsumi. Beautiful long hang 5 at the start of this wave. She gets back up to the nose, holds on for a really long time here. Great wave. She's just building on every single wave. Carves back down. A lot of control. Quick 5. Steeple wall to work with here. She's going to put it up for a finish. And kick out. That was a beautiful wave. Now
Natsumi right back behind her, trying to answer back, trying to find her grace and flow, but kind of stumbles there. You kind of wonder what's going on through Natsumi's head, because she has performed tremendously well up until now, but still 7 minutes to go. It's still anyone's game.
She got a really long wave there. I'd love to catch up with the start, because I did hear a couple cheers from the beach. So interested to see if that's coming for Natsumi or Hiroka, but that really long 5, Camille, you're going to have to think that's going to score well.
She practically lives there now on the nose.
I like the fact that she didn't race it all also right through to the shallow water where the points aren't really available. She got a point. She knew she had a points, and here we go. So this is what happened at the start of the wave. So straight up to the nose. Again, like the other wave, was really clean, super clean. Not quite the time on the nose. And she's trying to get back there, but she's able to tap it. She's racing the wave itself, but not doing a great deal. So bit of power there. And then we saw it from about here where she was a bit, stumbled just a bit, right, Camille? And as you called it previously, I don't think that this is really going to be one of her keepers. I guess there is a 5-3-3 she's keeping, but... what do you think? Because not going to be.
Natsumi's wearing a leg rope, so that might be one thing Hiroka's doing. That I'm going to do one thing over Natsumi in this heat, just to show the judges that she wants it more a little bit.
Maybe to show Natsumi that she's super confident and doesn't need one. I mean, don't know really the mind games that go on here, but I'm sure there are some. And these two, as we discussed, have surfed against each other many, many times.
Definitely. Just coming down to just over 5 minutes to go. Set approaching out the back. It is our heat leader, giving the judges more to think about here. Cross steps to the nose of the board. Living there, like Camille said. Quick 5. She's carving back to the pocket here. Beautiful control. Just holding on to the nose the whole way through. Great surfing here from Hiroka. Carving back. Bit more wall to work with, and she's going to get out of there. So 2 scores to lock in for Hiroka, 1 score for Natsumi. I'm thinking Hiroka's getting the best of those both exchanges.
Yes. I don't know if it's the air conditioning, but I think I have goosies.
Couple goosebumps from the beautiful surfing we are seeing go down here today. We will crown our first champion for the event in just over 5 minutes. Right now it seems that Hiroka has got a real lead on this. That though, he's the man to beat right now. Number 4 in the world. His hardest heat so far, I would say, is probably that semi-final.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty tough. I discussed it with him afterwards, and they weren't talking to each other during that. Not until the last couple of minutes, or when I guess Roger realised that it was over, and they went and shook hands and had a hug and shared a wave.
Yes.
But he was in full comp mode. He said, no, we were in full comp mode. We were not talking to each other out there.
That's
the JR way.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. Unfortunately, sometimes no friends in the water, but as soon as you get to land, friends again.
Yeah, you can hug it out.
That would probably be the same for these 2 ladies as well. Waiting for scores to lock in still, so the judges really taking their time with these scores, making sure they're getting them right. Important points on the line here. Obviously, this is a 1,000. It goes towards that rankings. Whoever wins that ranking does go to that championship tour. They'll head to Bells, Huntington, Abu Dhabi, and the last one's escaping me.
You told me yesterday. We'll work that one out.
You think you'd know. No, I do know.
Interesting, the top scores here. We've got a 7.17, a 7.10, and a 7.13. So they're all really, really close. And we'll see what these next scores come in. Well, there we have Natsumi's as a 6.23. So she still needs a 7.15.
Still not El Salvador.
El Salvador,
that
correct,
was it.
of
I
course.
was like, somewhere wrong.
So we're still waiting on
Hiroka.
2 waves of Hiroka, are we?
Yeah.
2 waves.
And you're going to have to think that 6.23 was at least a point behind Hiroka.
But there we go. The scores just dropped.
It was a half a point behind. So it helped. It hasn't helped Natsumi in the long run, and Hiroka didn't add to her total. So Natsumi still needs a 7.15. It's doable. Again, when you look at those scores that have come in, the top scores are all very similar.
Yeah, and less than a point separating these two women in the lineup right now. There's barely anything between them. So 2 minutes 40. Can Natsumi find herself that 7.15? She's got that first priority. She's in the best place for it.
She looks at this one, but Hiroka paddles so close to her, trying to put pressure.
Well, she's made an effort to get it regardless of what happens.
She's going to take this wave. Natsumi needs a 7.15. Looks to this one. She goes deep so that she can make the most of this section. There's the 5. Walks her way back. Strong carve back to the pocket. She's got that on lock. Comes around here. Steep section. Bit of nose berry. She didn't get the lift that she was looking for. She needs a bit more through this inside section. There's a good looking 10. Carves back around. This is looking like a great wave here from Natsumi. Quick 5. She's answering back beautifully. And she's going to take this one all the way through. Straight to the inside. And she'll probably even get back out for one more wave. But that's a great answer back for Natsumi.
Yeah, that is. That's
so close.
Yeah, whether that gets there or not, that's who knows. You know, it's in the judges' hands. That's pretty damn close, though. I mean, she got the 10, which we hadn't seen much of so far. Really strong cut, really strong carve. Here we are again. So straight to the nose. Again, real clean wave. Slightly small the others, but that carve was super strong, as you said, Jess. You know, she's going to zip back up the front again and carve once more. And then we do see her get a really nice 10. So the judges will love that. Nose was out of the water there. So, yeah, this is goosebumpish there, Camille.
Yes, indeed. And let's see as the judges work on the replays. 1 minute to go. Hiroka out there unguarded.
Take us through this technical footwork, Camille.
Okay, thank you for the close-up. So here we go on the steeper section on the inside. There's the quick 5, and I think we are already done with that section where she does a quick 10. Oh, there we go. Quick section on the 10, and the score just dropped, I believe.
Yeah, it came through as a 6.03, so not enough. She still needs another wave. Big looking set wave out the back here. Hiroka is going to get out and regain priority, so getting competitive with it with the last 20 seconds in this heat. She's probably going to have to take this wave to keep Natsumi off it. There's more action out behind it, though. Natsumi's out the back. She's going to have one last opportunity, looking to apply pressure here. Great wave. Long 5 here from Hiroka. She's back up the nose. Biggest wave we've seen of the set so far. Of the heat, I should say, sorry. And she's getting around this section. On the nose again. She comes unstuck. Okay. Natsumi on a set behind her. It's all happening here.
Oh my gosh, a 7.15 and a title on the line.
We didn't see what happened out the back, so let's hope she gets some great work inside here. Bit wonky right there.
It's all whitewashed at this point. And
let's see what her body language is like.
Super shallow inside section there.
She's not looking at the judges at this stage. Here we are. Tell us what it is, Jess.
She gets up to the nose. It's a good looking 5 into a 10. Hangs there for a little bit. Steeper section here. Bides her time, gets around it. So we've got quite some technical turns. Quick 5. Then back to the pocket. She needs a 7.15 for this wave. I think it's a great wave. I don't know if I see 7.15 on it, though.
No, there was no finish, unfortunately. So still waiting on that score. I'm backing the lovely lady in blue. I think that Hiroka surfed a fantastic and super smart heat.
And all throughout that heat, that show of confidence, getting twice as many more waves than Natsumi.
So we'll just stick with Natsumi right now. Needs a 7.15.
Okay, Hiroka.
Nervous times. Hiroka has never won here before. She wants to get the win. She's lost both finals both years in a row. She's got here again. needs this score to come in under a 7.15 for her to take the win here. Last wave score comes in, it's not enough, it's a 5.93, so Hiroka Yoshikawa is your champion here for the 2025 La Union International Pro LQS 1000. You can see the happiness on her face. This is a big moment for her career. Exciting times
With
for
the board
lady
shaped
in
by
blue.
Dad.
All right, we're probably going to go to an ad break. We're going to come back with JR versus Perry. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up soon.
That will be the official partner of the finals here for men's longboard. Congratulations, Hiroka Yoshikawa.
Go, girl.
Our champion, 2025, Semifinal International Pro LQS 1000. Congratulations, Japan.
You could hear it through the door in the mic.
Let's wander La Union's Tangadan Falls. The perfect side trip after surfing the waves. Hike along the scenic trail and be greeted by the majestic 50-foot falls. Whoa! The best part? A dip in its cool, refreshing waters. Seek more thrills in La Union.
Welcome back to the final heat of the La Union International Pro LQS 1000. We just crowned our first champion. There she is on your screen. That is Hiroka Yoshikawa. She lost this final 2 years in a row. The third year she got there and she's taken the win. Exciting times for our lady in blue. Moving on to a pretty big matchup here for the men's title. We are going to see JR Esquivel in the red, taking on Perry Ventura in the blue. I'm Jessie Starling. Joining me to call this big matchup, John Carby, Jerry Deegan, two of Filipino's adopted finest. I'm going to say you guys are both kind of adopted Filipinos.
I was going to say finest was a stretch, but
no,
thank you.
Not at all.
Thanks, Jess. Yeah, John and I have spent plenty of time here. I think maybe me a little bit more than John, but John is really looking after the Philippine surf scene these days, and he's been accepted into the fold, and he's helping out a lot of the surfers and a big organiser of these couple of events. So
I'm just happy to be a part of it. I don't think I get to wear the big hats or anything like that. I'm just part of a great team.
I think I talked to your wife last night. She's incredibly happy you're finally doing something right.
Yeah, no, honestly, the Philippine surf scene is moving in a epic direction, as we can see in this final. We've got two of the local La Union guys. I'm just happy to be a part of this machine that's storming forward. There's the Brazilian storm. This is the Philippine typhoon.
yeah, well done.
Well, we got a bit of a break here. We're going to cross down to Camille with the women's champion.
Okay, I am here with a very emotional and happy Hiroka. Finally, after 3 years of coming to this event, the La Union International Pro, you are always in the finals, but always getting runner-up until today. So tell me, what was going on through your mind for this finals? Did you say from the start, I really want to win it, or did you just want to have fun?
The first heat, when heat started, I feel like just having fun because still no wind in clean conditions. But it was a big.
You just felt it. Something in you told you.
I tried to find surfing without leash. Yeah, I didn't use it, so. I was lucky. The good waves come my time, so I just unbelievable. Thank you so much.
Yes, and Yeah, we were right. We noticed that you decided to surf without your leash for the finals. So that really showed the judges and the audience and everyone watching how confident you were and how much you wanted to win this. Okay, so is there anyone you want to dedicate this win to?
ファイナルはリーシュをつけないで自分らしいサーフィンができるようにもちろんターカ選手もすごく強くてかっこいいサーフィンするので自分も精一杯ライディングできるように頑張りました、優勝できて本当に良かったです。応援してくださった皆さん本当にありがとうございました。
お疲れ様でした、Hiroka-san. And that's it. That's our winner for the Women's La Union International QS 1000. Congratulations, Hiroka. You really put on a show today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Camille. A very emotional Hiroka there, but she wanted this for so long. Fair enough. I would be so emotional if I was in her shoes.
Jess, you are emotional.
I am. I literally
Just to let the
almost
people
started
out there
crying.
know that Jess had a
All
tear in her eye.
right. There's the boss.
Well, like it's like 2 events in a row. Imagine coming all the way to the Philippines and walking away with a second for the 3rd time. It almost would have killed her spirit. So just that relief and that. And I was just saying during that interview, she done so well. Imagine trying to be emotional in your second language.
Yeah,
super, just amazing. I'm so happy for her. So happy what's happening down here in La Union. This is a World Longboard Tour qualifier, which is also insane.
Yeah, it's huge. I was saying to Camille and Jerry in that last heat, I'll get back to this point in a second, because looks like JR wants to try and get his mojo back. Bit of a weird mishap on his wave during that interview, and he's going to get out of there. So just maybe a mistake here. There is a set out behind it. Are we going to see our surfer in blue, Perry, pull the trigger? I can hear the crowd cheering.
Yeah, I'm looking. It's hard with the tight camera angle, but it's looking like these are wide sets. Oh, okay. So is Perry on? No.
No, couldn't quite get onto that one. Maybe this one behind it. Here we go. Perry up and riding first wave of the final so far for him. Straight to the nose. Hangs on to the 5 into a 10. Gorgeous wave here for Perry. Beautiful style. Lovely posture. Steps back. Shows us some variety. Oh.
Body language straight away. Yeah. He feels the pressure. You can see it. These guys are both a little bit tense at this moment. Set on the head on the way back out. Well ridden. That's these little errors. Both of them. Maybe I think that's just the weight of this
being in
situation.
A final. Yeah.
And Perry, like I say, underdog at this stage. One of the most dangerous competitors.
He's got a very similar style to
very smooth,
JR, I think. Very similar. Real quick. He's not the Roger style. He's the JR style. So, be pretty close.
Yeah, I think he's also a little bit like Taka Inui. He sort of can pull out these quick reaction movers, like sort of to the way he's sort of bottom turning into switch, and then swinging it back around, hitting the nose, and then transitioning back sort of effortlessly. It's not necessarily in the criteria, but when it's a functional move that looks stylish and graceful, all of a sudden it is in that criteria.
And as we discussed before, everything like that adds to variety. You've got the different manoeuvres, different things. I wonder if, well, I guess I don't really know, but if you did a 5 all the way through, and it was the best 5 anyone's seen, or you did one halfway through and did a couple of nice turns, what wins? I mean, I guess
it's the same as shortboarding, right? Like if you do 5 of the same turns over and over
you
again,
don't get scored quite as well.
Or if you say you get a wave, you do 2 Rios, and on the very next wave you do the exact 2 Rios, and on the very next wave you do the exact 2. You're not going to consistently get the same score over and over and over again. It is actually going to lose its value. Because the judges want to see the variety. They want to see that full bag of tricks that all of these competitors have, and it's about risk. It's about bringing out those tricks that maybe you're not 100% at yet, but who knows, if you make it in a competition, that's going to change the game. And when you're in a final against someone as incredible as JR, it's probably the time to pull out those tricks, because
100%. They showed us that in the shortboard.
There's no safe surfing in this in this event at this stage. Don't leave it, like you were about to say.
Don't leave anything in the tank. Not when you're coming up against 4th in the world, because imagine Perry gets this over JR. That's a huge confidence boost for him.
Absolutely. A guy who hasn't made this level, every heat he hits at this stage is unknown territory for him. he's got nothing to lose since the quarterfinals, and he's surfing like it. Hopefully he can bring that sort of energy into this final, and you can see the way he got that 4.0. So in the lead at the moment, there's 10 minutes gone in this heat. This is a long heat. There's plenty of waves. You can see the way these guys are sitting, and that means sort of dictating. They know what they're looking for. Perry's looking for a particular wave, hitting the reef in a particular way. JR sitting a little bit further down, looking for the flavour that he wants.
What do you think in the last 10 minutes if it's close? I mean, it comes back to JR as having the advantage because he's been in there, he's had the experience, and Perry has never had this experience?
Or does it come down to the fact that Perry has nothing to lose? And he becomes that dangerous underdog that has the moves to get the scores, which probably puts more pressure back onto JR. So
yeah, I was going to say, I think there's like almost expectation on JR to win this. People expect him to win. He's on that higher level. He's got that experience. He's kind of the guy in this town. He's like the big man. Not just this town.
He's the guy.
He's the guy for the Philippines. Like, he's the most successful surfer in Philippines history. No one's got to that high, shortboard or longboard. So he's making history each time he gets a better result. But so you look at him and you go, okay, well, based on that, you think he's going to win. But then that plays in, and it's at his home break as well. Sometimes that expectation can almost rattle your cages a little bit more. I feel like Luana Silva felt that a lot in the juniors. She never really got out of that second or third gear and didn't kind of show us what we know she can do, but she was kind of expected to win that event because she's got the CT experience, she's got the Olympic experience. Sierra was one of those women who we thought was going to get there as well, but sometimes expectation gets the best of you. However, the good thing is both of these guys have made it to the final. Like, that's a huge accomplishment. Looking at the crowds,
look at them utilising that shade perfectly.
Love how much support there is down on the beach today.
It's super cool. This is what this town lives for. Surfing, surf events, they're literally built on the back of surfing in this town. It is called La Union Surf Town. This is a staple. The more events like this level, you can see it, and we're getting this out to the world. This is a world-class break, whether you're shortboard or longboard.
Correct.
And we sort of proved that over these last 10 days. And the longboard community down here is not just sort of many, they're super high quality as well.
Yeah, definitely. Now, we were having this debate in the last heat. We think it's a point break. I've heard you think it's a reef break.
No.
Tell us your feelings, John.
I'm going to get myself in trouble here. It is.
Uh-oh.
No, I don't. I think it's just a point break shaped piece of reef.
Okay.
It's a piece of reef that juts out as a peninsula, but it's not followed by the land mass or so much like that. But it's what it is. So I am very conflicted on my own comments.
It's 50-50, isn't it? All right, here we go. Perry, having a look at this one. Got John Carby out of trouble. They're straight to the 10. Held it for a little bit as well. He's got such cool style, doesn't he? Keeps that
cat-like.
Yeah, left arm up all the way. You can see how light he is on his feet. Straight back to another 10. Hangs on for a 5. Carves it back. A bit of a smaller inside track here. He's trying to read, find that steeper wall. And he's going to take this one all the way through. I can see Priority has left JR's name. He's out the back too. Yeah, very similar styles, these two. Makes his way back up the board for another 5. Beautiful 10 there from JR. Hangs on for a 5 again. He just makes it look like he's flying. And he gets back up there. Wow, a lot of board out of the water there. So really hard to do when there is that much space between board and ocean. He's going to take this one all the way through again. So JR, this is his best wave of the final so far. This is what we're used to seeing from this guy.
Wow.
Amazing footwork.
That's a great exchange too. So the judges really have something to digest now. There's that 4, which is going to be thrown away. This is the replay from JR. Straight onto the nose. He's just, that composure that he holds, no matter what he's doing, is definitely sets him apart. Wrapping back, eyes always on that next maneuver. He already knows where he's going. He gets this 10 locked in that critical section, gets the elevation, rides through it without a glitch, which is sort of what sets him apart, I think. He doesn't have those moments of even looking like falling at any point.
No, the balance is supreme. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's super mesmerizing, actually, to watch. Like, you just kind of can't take your eyes off him, the way he surfs, the way he reads this wave. So, like you mentioned, 2 very even. I wouldn't say even. I think JR probably got the better of it. We saw Perry's wave. It's locked in at a 6, so we still have that one more score to lock in for JR, but you can see that Perry really idolizes him just in the way that he surfs this wave too.
The arm movements, the steps, he's very similar.
And
very,
you can
very similar.
sort of see the points of difference where JR's got that level of expertise now. So you notice Perry might be doing the manoeuvres just a little bit more in the open face.
Yeah.
Where JR really sets
In the
himself into
pocket.
that pocket, into the critical part. This is what Perry's going to grow into, and this is why surfing against someone like JR, and he's going to go home and he's going to watch it and he's going to see why whatever JR locks in an 8.67 gets a 8.67.
And he's looking to back it up straight away, get that 1.83 straight to the nose for a 10. Holds on, he's just gliding through this one. Are you kidding me? He's so mesmerizing to watch, just such a light footwork. Back for another 10, steep part of the wave. He likes it, you can tell he feels confident on that one, and it just makes it look like he's flying.
What were you saying
the drone flew past while he was flying. There were two things flying right there.
What were you saying about holding a 5 the whole way down the wave?
Yeah.
JR almost held a 10.
Well, let's see what the score is
A
then.
lot of that wave, so is it like a big air in the shortboard game?
Well, a big air will get you a 10. Yeah,
Exactly,
that's right.
and that was, like you say, Jess,
that was an incredible 10.
Mesmerising.
So we'll find out right now, because there was not a great deal of variety as such, but that 10 was just amazing.
Yep, and it's his backup. I don't think he would have been quite back to the point at that stage. I'm going to call it a point. I'm going to rebuttal all my comments.
Back out the reef.
It's back out to the odd-shaped reef. Yeah, I know it's a point. Mona Lisa's a point, but I also, you got to see my understanding.
Oh, yeah,
it is
for
just
sure.
a jutted-out
For
piece
sure.
of reef. And the way the swell direction comes in on this reef, most point breaks, you're not going to be able to get a left-hander if the swell changes direction.
We've got Matt
Good
Chinoski
point.
tuning in. He's saying both of their styles look very similar to someone like Joel Tudor, who actually wrote the book on nose riding style, and he's saying it's a really incredible final. And the Wax said he's the guy, he knows so much about longboarding, has the art of trim, his mentoring program that he has in this longboarding world. And yeah, I think when you have guys like that tuning in and appreciating this incredible surfing that's going down, not just in Asia but across the world right now, it is kind of groundbreaking how quick Asia's surfing is booming and taking on the rest of the world. That last wave, 5.83, so has him in a pretty healthy lead. Judges are saying they want to see a little bit more variety. 8.51, however, is what Perry's looking for. John, bit of a big requirement there?
I think he's going to have to hack at this in 2 waves. Perry's been dropping 7s and dropped into the 8s, I believe, in his previous heats. He's been consistently high 7s throughout this entire event. So when you sort of look at it that way, a 14.50, definitely possible.
2 high 7s would do it. But
Hitting that excellent. He's also very capable of that. He just needs to be in that position to get the wave. And JR's doesn't look like he's going to take the foot off the accelerator, which is a scary JR.
This is the JR we love to see. We don't really want to see downtime in heats, you know. We want to see people on their feet showing us what they can do. That wave was a bit small, so he's decided not to go on that one. 12 minutes to go in this heat. Had a pretty great matchup between these two surfers so far. Looking forward to seeing how the rest of this heat pans out. Jerry, if you are Perry, are you the same, taking on that same approach as John, breaking that down into an 8 and a 5?
Yeah, I definitely think
9
so.
and a 4,
yeah.
whatever tickles your
with
fancy.
11 minutes to go, 11 and a half minutes to go, yes, 100%.
2 sevens would do it?
2 7s, 2 high 7s will do it. Look, if there was 5 minutes to go, obviously you're waiting for that set and you need to get your 8 point, whatever it was, 8.51. But I think John's spot on there. I think he's with time. He should wait for the sets. Here goes JR. He can see it's a wide one, so he's decided it's going to be some action here. Straight to the nose, nice 5. Holding it as he does, whenever doesn't he? Just carves back in. He's so nice on the turn. He's so confident. And like you said, John, he doesn't miss a step. He's beautiful 10, way out of the water the board was then. Just heading onto the inside, quick little 10 again. Is he going to finish it off or he's going to pull off? Of course he's not going to finish there.
So graceful, so beautiful. Love that. While we wait for this score to lock in, we're going to go to a quick ad break and we'll be back to crown our final champion here at the La Union International Pro LQS 1000. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Let's wander La Union's Tangadan Falls. The perfect side trip after surfing the waves. Hike along the scenic trail and be greeted by the majestic 50-foot falls. Whoa. The best part? A dip in its cool, refreshing waters. Seek more thrills in La Union.
We're back to crown our final champion here at the La Union International Pro. It is JR, number 4 in the world, taking on Perry Ventura. JR's had a pretty solid performance so far. He's got an 8.67 and a 7-point ride. Perry, we caught up with him ever so slightly before the break. John, take me through this one.
So this is Perry. I believe this might be his best wave. I hope it is, because I've said that wrong. Quick 5. He's got a great carve on him. That rail work on his board is really nice. Bit of downtime on this. As the wave steepens up, he's just waiting for that opportunity to lock it in. And once again, probably a little bit in the less critical section of the wave. The wave not quite locking the back of his board in there, which gives you that elevation. And shout out to Waxhead too. Awesome for a bloke like him. I'm sure he's going to write the encyclopedia on longboarding at some stage in his life.
On surfing in general.
On surfing in general. Just a encyclopedia, walking, talking encyclopedia.
Yeah, he knows so much.
JR dropped a 7.0 for that score before, so now holding an 8.67 and a 7.0. Perry looking now for a 9.67. The task getting a little bit harder. I believe he might be hacking at that requirement. I think that'll be around his 6.0, but...
Yeah, if you can get something slightly better than that 6.0, then it'll make what he needs a little easier. We'll see what the judges have to think about.
Perry is one of the national ranked athletes here too, so he's in the top 4. I think he might be 3rd or 4th in the national team at the moment, so he's not an unknown, but...
Is he travelling to do all the national events? And John, tell me how many national events there are, because there seems to be more every single year.
I believe they did 4 or 5 last year. Opsa jumped into this sanctioning program where there can be more events, and they just sanction them, make sure they're of that professional standard, hitting all the major tick boxes. So there was, there was Barongan, Kalikoan, I can't remember them all, but there's 4 or 5. Belair, I think, maybe had one this year.
And every year there's more smaller events as well, right? There seems to be every town.
There's every town now is getting involved in surfing. It's great success. I just went to a small one in Dinagat Island just a few months back.
Oh, yeah.
And these events are the same thing.
It's where Warren lives.
Yeah, they started hitting these live heats, priorities and everything like that, beach commentary, which sort of helps bring the pictures together for everyone. Here we go. Game is on. A 7.57 dropping in for Perry Ventura.
Yeah, great looking score on that last wave. Now he's only looking for an 8.11. I say only, but that's still a big score to try and acquire. He's having a look here. He's heard that number. He's feeling good about himself. This wave looking like it's going to come in and potentially hug the reef quite nicely. He's going to fade left to go right. Makes his way up the board here, just tiptoeing, very soft-footed. Great looking 10 to start this one off. Makes his way back. He's got a beautiful pace to his surfing, doesn't he? Makes her way up for a 5, goes for the 10, can't quite hang on, holds on for a 5 for a while though. Trying to look for a steeper section here to give us a bit more variety. There's the 10, but didn't get the lift he was looking for in the nose. That's a better section. Right through to the inside, needs an 8.11. How do you think that matches up to his 7.57, John?
Oh, I think that might come just under.
Yeah, I'm feeling the
a bit of
same
a smaller wave. Again, that opening nose ride in that sort of critical part of the wave where the judges are hyper-focused, I dare say. He sort of mishit that 10 from the beginning, a little bit far out on the shoulder. I don't think that's got the flavour of that 7.57. A very well put together wave, and he is leaving nothing out there, like you said earlier. He's not going to come in with an empty tank. He's going to sort of try. Hopefully he hears this number when we hear it come in, and he can sort of react accordingly to what he needs to do, respond in the way that, okay, this was my 7.57, and as the numbers drop in here and it's going to fall, looks like it's going to fall down within that maybe low 6, 6.23. JR paddling on this one. Nope, just having a look. Now JR's heading towards that 5-minute mark.
Yeah, his strategy will change just a bit.
Yeah. JR's needing to throw away a 7.0. JR knows exactly what a 7.0 looks like out here. He's going to want to hold priority. He also didn't even flinch at that wave that Perry paddled on then.
Yeah, I feel like there was a lot of local confidence coming from Jay on that last one, Jerry. If you're him at this point in time, where's your mind at?
My mind is doing what he's doing, you know, probably protecting just a little bit, staying out there while Perry's not out there so that Perry can't be out there on his own. And if Perry does get priority, it'll only be because JR has taken the very nicest wave that comes through at this stage. So, yeah, look, he's well aware of what he needs to do. Perry's well aware of what he's going to do. And I guess that's why Perry took that previous wave. He's got to throw the dice without priority, I guess. But it makes it more difficult when it's not an actual set.
Well, Perry had a huge priority error on his semi-final heat. He opened the door for Joe Marie to have a swing on that last wave. Unfortunately for Joe Marie, he came
Didn't quite get the score.
About 0.4 of a point short.
Yeah, I thought it could have gone there too.
But that was on the back of Perry's priority error.
Yes, it's so funny when you look at those moments at the end of heats, and because it's so tense and so high pressure, your mind can immediately go, "Yep, it's it. There's the score," you know. But when the judges break it down, they look at how technical it was. They would have compared it to a lot of the other waves in that semi-final. Fortunately for Joe Marie, it came short. But how about the composure on him to perform like that right at the end of that heat?
It was clutch, and he held his nerve and surfed it great. Like, there was no... And for me, and I think the emotions got the best of me, I gave it to him. It's exciting, those moments when they hold it together. And
you did give it to him. It's funny, we walked in, just myself, to do this last heat, and you guys are all in here, and you were giving it to him, and you asked Luke, and Luke was, because he knows him so, he was so nervous. You said, "What do you think, Luke?" And Luke just couldn't say anything.
Yeah, no one else had an answer but me, so thanks for leaving me hanging, Camille and Luke, on that heat. But it's not the first time I said something stupid, and it won't be the last. And
no, it's not the last.
Well, it's all subjective too, right? Surfing
Absolutely.
is about personal opinion,
and
personal
I don't have
taste.
the joy of I was caught up in the emotion like our fans get, and the family and everything like that. So I'm going to say what my opinion is too, which is the best part about this job.
Yeah, and it's interesting, like, just those tense moments too. It's heartbreak for someone like Joe Marie, but it's a moment of huge success, like career-breaking success for someone like Perry. To be here in the final surfing against JR, that's a huge win just for his career, just to be here, to know that he's at that level.
Yeah. I mean, knowing that you're at that level is a very important thing, and it breeds confidence in yourself.
Definitely.
For the next event. And what it'll do is will intimidate the next people he surfs against, because they'll think, "Oh, well, he was in the final against JR last time, so he's now becoming the guy."
This opens the door to the World Tour too. So depending on how the regional qualifiers pan out, Perry has his foot in the door. His name's going to be in conversations, and when we get to those wild card conversations through the WSL, his name may come up because of what he's brought to this event. Like you said, career breaking, it's a breakthrough for him. So 1 minute and 55 seconds.
Not to mention, some decent prize money and a nice little, at this stage, second place trophy that's far from over, but there's a lot of value in this for him.
Definitely. I think it's moments like this that he might not know right now, but this could be changing his entire career. This could be that one moment where by the end of the year he could be on that championship tour. We might have 2 Filipino surfers right there, and JR, if I know him and his competitive ways, he's probably going to not let this final slip through his fingers. Very big chance that if Perry gets the waves, it could go there. No one's going that one. There's no paddle.
Again, Perry maybe should have forced the point with JR
definitely.
on that one.
There's a bit of heat IQ mistake there.
Yep. And Perry, there we go. That's what we want to see for Perry. We want to see him push, and he's pushed JR onto this one.
Correct. Now he's got a minute to wait for a set.
Straight to the nose here. Hangs on for the 5. Beautiful 10. He's just gliding through this one. And he's going to get out of there. He knows what's going on. The crowd's going wild. Perry having a look at this one. Needs an 8.11. Straight to the nose. Hangs on for a 10 into a 5. He's going to make his way back into the steeper part of the wave. There's the switch we're talking about. He knows how to go both ways. Calves back. So showing us a bit of variety. And he's going to keep taking this one through. It hasn't had that steep inside section he's looking for, though. He needs to finish off strong here if he wants to be in contention. But he didn't get what he was looking for.
At the start of that wave, I thought he had a big chance with the switch, with the tan, but the wave just didn't cooperate.
Ouch.
That feels like it was a great last roll of the dice, but I'm just not thinking there's 8 points on this, Jerry.
No. Look, fantastic start, and we couldn't see down the line there. So we'll wait for the judges. His turns are just amazing. The switch foot is he turns as hard switching as he does on regular. So, but from here on in, nothing happened, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that switch he has is so functional. It's not just for show, it actually works for him.
I don't think that wave is 0.5 less than JR's 867. And we're just waiting for scores to lock in, but we're pretty certain that it is going to be the man, JR, going to get the win. Still waiting on that score, just ever so slightly. Judges watching it back a few times. I think there was just that bit more separation between the highest wave score of the heat in comparison to that 811 that Perry was looking for. But this is he's got a great future ahead of him.
Victory lap possibly for JR.
Thank heels.
I think he's feeling
he's got it. We think he's got it. Everyone watching thinks he's got it. So,
and JR knows sort of where the scores are going to sit just because of his IQ out there in the water and what's dropped.
And at the end of the day, Philippines are the biggest winner here.
Oh, without question. Philippines, this area, it's just amazing. You know, people out there realise how good these guys are. And they're going to be a threat on the world stage. I mean, obviously JR already is, but there's guys like Perry that will be a future threat. There's no question about it.
So JR, is he heading over to Perry or is he just waiting this one out?
Comes in, it's a 7.27, so it's not what he's looking for. So JR is a three-peat champion here.
Congratulations.
Won it every year it's been had here, and you can tell he's loving it. He's elated. That's our results there for the men's final. So JR, the expectation was there. He lived up to it. Great final from both of these surfers. So Perry really came out of his shell here, John.
There's Tucker out on the beach too. Yeah, Perry, his breakout event, like I said, opened the door now for World Tour for all these things. He's got a swap board with Tucker and Nui out there. That's what this event's about. It's about friendship, community, and Philippines is shining bright. So congratulations to JR, to Perry. This is what an event, what a longboard event we've seen.
Yeah, it was
for the last
amazing.
few days.
The surf held out for us. The people just surfed fantastically. You know, the favourite that people expected did actually win, but it was way closer than we thought at the end. Less than 1 point separates the two surfers. Perry got the amazing experience, but JR did what he had to do.
All right, we're going to go to a quick commercial break and we'll catch up with our champ, JR, right after this.
Let's wander La Union's Tangadan Falls. The perfect side trip after surfing the waves. Hike along the scenic trail and be greeted by the majestic 50-foot falls. Whoa! The best part? A dip in its cool, refreshing waters. Seek more thrills in La Union.
Great moments down here at La Union. There is our champion JR celebrating with one of his great mates, Perry. And at the end of the day, it is Philippines. They are the champions down here. This has been such a big breakout event, not just for Asia, but for the Philippines region. And it's exciting to see how this qualifying series is going to play out. But the man, JR Esquivel, getting it done. Great looking final.
JR and Perry. I mean, that just brings, makes your heart feel warm. They're loving each other, loving the win. Not often you see both surfers get shouldered up off the beach, so it's really fantastic.
And Joe Marie's there with him, one of the other semi-finalists.
Yeah.
Roger's probably on the beach with his kid
Roger's
and wife.
right,
you know what I mean? This is La Union, and that extends to the water when you're out there with them.
We're going to go to a heat recap. Oh, an event recap for the day, actually. We started out with the women's semi-finals. Jerry, we got to talk through this. Natsumi was a standout.
Natsumi was a standout in this semi-final, and at this stage, we thought she'd probably take it all away, and then
she was moving in as the favourite, no doubt in anyone's mind, the way she was surfing.
I mean, JR, there's just no words almost. He's just sensational and unflappable and has no flaws, really. I mean, he's just amazing to watch.
And that was a highlight for me. The boys just sharing a moment on the way in together. Perry, the underdog.
Perry, the underdog story of the day. He just really shone bright today. He had moments where he almost could have fumbled, but he didn't. John, this must have been a great one for you to watch.
This was great, and that's what I like. Look at him. He has been riding this just stoke, basically, all the way through this event. Every heat, he's super happy. He's not just taking it for granted, he's loving it.
And Hiraka, of course, 3 times she's been here. Finally, she's the champion. She surfed like a champion. She did her interview like a champion. Everything about her is a champion. So
her first heat,
very happy.
She was surprised she went through. She didn't think she'd done enough to go through her first heat. She had it. She was in there with Katie. There was an interference from the local girl, Bree. She came in not having any idea if she'd gone through that heat. It was just incredible.
Amazing. Yeah, great scenes here. It's so nice to see her finally take the win over a good friend, and then the final, this man, he was never not going to win this event, really. He was just so good from start to finish. Had a great fight from Perry, though, but JR just looked too good, John.
This level of professionalism that JR's carrying with him now, it's rising the tide for the Philippines, but they've got a long way to catch him. He gets nervous surfing against these guys because he knows how good they are. When he goes out and puts on a performance like that, he is going to be dangerous this year on the World Tour. I can't wait to sort of watch and see. At the wave pool event, it's an exciting one for me because JR actually just gets to showcase that technique. Huntington, Bells, the tour's made for him. I can't wait. And El Salvador, of course. So
yeah.
Awesome.
No, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him do his thing this year. He's gone from 8th in the world to 4th in the world. This year we know he's trying to push for that.
8-4-1. I mean, hopefully he can go all the way. He just handles the pressure amazingly, and he had a lot of pressure here, lot of pressure here. He come in as the hard favourite, and then you back it up heat after heat after heat. It was just stunning.
We're going to cross down to Luke, who is on the glass with the 2 finalists here to take us through that final.
Hi guys, I'm here with the winners, so congratulations Perry and JR. I'll start with you, Perry. How was the pressure going against the best Filipino longboarder and your good friend here in your local spot?
Sobrang sobrang nakakaba kasi alam natin na world number 4 si JR. Pero ginawa ko pa rin yung best ko, but di ko nakaya, but still there kasi nakapasok pa rin ako sa finals ng WSL. So sobrang saya ko po kahit hindi ako nag-champion dito, but I'm so happy kasi second.
Yes, of course. I know you did your best. Nakita naman natin sa performance mo. What is next for you? Ano ang mga future goals mo after this event?
Actually, yung goal ko po talaga kasi gusto ko rin pumunta ng ibang lugar, mag-competition like parang kay JR na gusto ko rin mag-tour sa WSL. Kaya ginagalingan ko po sa lahat po ng event na sinasalihan ko. Tapos more on practice po talaga ako kasi gusto pong manalo. And yun po, kasi gusto siyang like gusto kong katulad ni JR na manalo din.
Nice. So sabi nga ni JR kanina na yung last wave mo is kinabahan si JR nung nakita niya dahil medyo mataas yung score na kailangan mo dun sa last wave mo. So pwede mo bang i-explain sa amin kung ano yung mga last na naiisip mo nung pinapaddle mo na yung alon na yan, or naiisip mo ba kung ano yung gagawin mo sa alon, or ano yung mga plano mo dun for your last wave?
Yung last wave na nakuha ko kanina, actually hindi naman po ako kinakabahan doon kasi nag-enjoy lang din ako kasi finals naman na yon. So yung last wave na nakuha ko kanina, ginawa ko na talaga lahat. At hindi ko na inisip yung kaba kasi last minute. Pero hindi pa rin nakuha, but kinakabahan din ako kasi 7 yung binigay. So konti na lang yun.
Malapit na, ilang points na lang, but we're very proud of you. I'm one of those guys who've seen you when you were young. You're a very talented longboarder and you're very dedicated to longboarding. It's so good to see your family here, your siblings, your parents, your uncles and pamangkins. I know they're very proud of you. They were cheering for you. Any last words to thank? May mga papasalamatan ka bang family members and mga sumuport sa'yo?
Unang-una sa lahat po, nagpapasalamat ako sa family ko dahil sa pag-support nila, sa panonood po nila. Actually, dito sila ngayon, nag-cheer. So maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Sa tito ko din po na nanonood, sa mga kuya po, thank you so much. And then, especially sa sponsor ko po, thank you so much sa sponsor ko. And then sa Pilipinas Surfing also, thank you so much sa pag-join sa akin dito sa WSL. And then also to my surfboard, like Zamora Surfboard, thank you so much sa pag-suporta ninyo sa akin. So gagalingan ko pa next time. So yeah, thank you so much.
You made us so proud, Perry. Congratulations again. And I am here with the 3-time champion of every qualifying series event in La Union, the winner of the qualifying series in Baler before, and the winner of the qualifying series in the Padrol event in Bali, JR Esquivel. You have won all of the qualifying series events in this region that you have joined. How are you feeling? What's going in through your emotions?
Sobrang saya kasi once again ako yung nanalo dito sa La Union, and sobrang happy ako kasi grabe yung improvements ng mga athletes, especially yung mga locals dito sa La Union. Grabe yung pinapakita nila, and yung mga scores na bibigay nila, excellence. And yeah, swerte yan sa alon, and we all know na kaya nilang talunin kahit na sino na nasa contest, even me. So yun, sobrang saya ko kasi panalo ulit ako, and sobrang saya ko kasi sobrang ganda ng performance na pinakita ng mga athletes natin.
Gaya nga ng nasabi mo earlier, lahat kayo panalo, lahat kayo nakapasok sa finals. Ano ang may advice mo sa mga kapwa mo, surfers, friends, and local surfers para mag-improve and wag mawalan ng pag-asa na ituloy nila yung dream nila na makarating katulad mo sa World Tour?
Yun, focus. Unang-una, syempre focus. Tapos, consistency yung training, especially sa training kasi hindi pwedeng yung preparation natin weeks or months lang. Mas magandang preparation yung mas mahaba talaga, like years. Kung gusto natin maging mas high level na surfer. And yun, sobrang gusto kong itulungan talaga yung mga athletes dito sa La Union to qualify sa World Tour din. Give them advice. And yun, pagdating sa lineup, sa strategies, gusto ko silang ibigay kung ano yung kaya kong maitulong sa kanila. And hopefully, one day may apply nila yung mga tinuturo ko sa kanila.
Very well said, JR. I know nabanggit mo and you're very vocal about it na hopefully we get one more Filipino there in the World Tour. There has been talks that there might be more events in this region, and hopefully one this year na mayroon tayong makasamang ulit na Pinoy sa World Tour. Meron ka bang gustong mga pasalamatan na mga supporters mo, relatives, and sponsors?
First of all, gusto ko magpasalamat kay God sa binigay niyang blessing ulit. And syempre sa sponsors ko, Vans Philippines, thank you so much. Surftown La Union, Kuya Errol, Ate Shana, maraming salamat sa pagsuporta sa akin. Hindi lang sa akin, pati sa mga ibang athletes dito sa La Union, maraming salamat sa inyo. To Alima, thank you so much. To Union Athletics, maraming salamat. Tapos to my surfboard, Luffy, thank you so much for making good boards. And Cemento Surf, Salad Stoke, maraming salamat sa suporta ninyo. And sa lahat ng pumunta dito sa beach, maraming salamat sa suporta. Hindi lang sa akin, pati sa mga ibang athletes. And to WSL, thank you so much. Will, thank you. Tai, thank you so much for a great event. And hopefully next year, meron ulit. And to my coaches, Coach Luke, Coach Ian, everyone, thank you so much. And yun, sa girlfriend ko, thank you so much sa suporta.
There you go, our champion, Jerry Esquivel. Congratulations again. Perry Ventura, congratulations again. Back to you guys at the booth.
Awesome. Thank you, Luke. Great insight there from Perry and JR. Good to know that these two friends are just loving their time here. This has been a huge event, guys. This has been a really successful, not only just the longboard event, but also we had the World Juniors. It's been a huge 10 days. You guys are a big part of it. John, I'll start with you. This longboard event, there had to be a lot of standouts for you.
There was just the whole thing start to finish. We've had great conditions. We had a little bit of a anxiety moment yesterday when we sort of called it off and the wind didn't come in. I guess on the organising side, you're sort of like, oh, what have we done? But then this morning is just lit up. JR, I'm super happy that he's gone for the three-peat. It's showing the strength of Philippine surfing. And then he's going to go take this and represent the world again. Represent Philippines to the world, should I say. Perry Ventura, the underdog. He's a great surfer, and now he's shown his quality, and he's going to mature more and more from big events like this. And the girls, loving to see Daisy again make it to the finals, Ashley getting to the semi-finals there. I just love this town. I love the surf. I love the vibe. So for me, it's all just a highlight tick, and this town just continues to deliver every time we come here.
Yeah, Jerry, seems like you're on the same page.
Ditto, absolutely ditto. I'd like to go even further and just thank the Philippine people. I'd like to thank the country, the politicians that throw the money at us. I love this place. I love the Philippines. I love the people. I've talked about it many times. I think they're the friendliest people in the world, without question. And I want to thank them. I want to thank the Philippine people for allowing us here, and particularly John and I allowing us into your lives. And we've spent a lot of time here, and it's just a big thank you for me. And WSL, thanks for bringing the show here also.
Yeah, it's great to be back in the
Can
Philippines.
I double down on Mega World, one of our major sponsors for this event too? They came to the party at the perfect time for us. Mega World, it's the people are part of that culture that bring this event. Mega World jumped on board pretty late in the piece, and they've delivered for us. And now the Philippine people in the quarterfinals, and we've got a couple Japanese superstars potentially on the world tour because of them. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you to all of our sponsors. But that is a wrap on the La Union International Pro LQS 1000s. Congratulations to our champions. Closing ceremony and the awarding ceremony is 6 p.m. at Plaza de Castel. So if you're in the area, come down, see our champions get those trophies. But thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys for the next event.
Let's wander La Union's Tangadan Falls. The perfect side trip after surfing the waves. Hike along the scenic trail and be greeted by the majestic 50-foot falls. Whoa! The best part? A dip in its cool, refreshing waters. Seek more thrills in La Union.